Yo soy una hija del Inti Sol, de la Pachamama y del Inti Sol. Yo soy hermana del pueblo Coya, del Inti hermano y de la Aymara, de la Aymara, la Aymara. Un indio me guía a la libertad, de la yo misma me guío a la libertad. José Gabriel, el cóndor canqui, el gran Tupaki, es Tupac Amaro, el gran Tupac, que son mis hermanos cordilleranos. Yo soy una hija del Inti Sol, de la Pachamama y del Inti Sol. Yo soy hermana del pueblo Coya, del Inti hermano y de la Aymara, de la Aymara, la Aymara. Yo misma me guío a la libertad, el Aymara. Un indio me guía a la libertad. José Gabriel, el cóndor canqui, el gran Tupaki, es Tupac Amaro, el gran Tupac, que son mis hermanos cordilleranos. Yo soy una hija del Inti Sol, de la Pachamama y del Inti Sol. Yo soy hermana del pueblo Coya, del Inti hermano y de la Aymara, de la Aymara, la Aymara. Un indio me guía a la libertad, de la yo misma me guío a la libertad.
And I've suddenly got Zia in a Pikachu outfit.
Oh, that's yes.
Gabriel.
There we go. We're live.
Hello!
Way.
Welcome aboard. Welcome here, everyone who's listening. Those who might turn up on Play It Again. I don't know. My brains aren't working. Welcome back to, well, that just happened. The very LGBTQA adventure. Last 2 weeks, we were having a special,
Hi, Logan.
a special sidebar story, and there were 19 kobolds, which they've only just picked up as being a reference to the COVID routine. They fought their way through. They found something nasty down in the cellars. They beat it away. I was going to say beat it off, but it's far too early in the stream to go there. Oh, and there they go. There they go. So very quickly, let's go around the table as we normally do, people. I'm Tim. I'm the Audible GM, as you might be able to see on the screen. And yeah, I've no idea what's going to happen this week. It's going to be largely winged, I think. That's what they think. I'm going to quickly go around just on the order that it's showing on 20. So, Valenia.
Hi, everybody. I am Jedi Princess Leia. I play Valenia, the Half-Orc Ranger. And tonight, I am eating pizza and drinking Pepsi Max.
What pizza have you got?
I have got ham, pepperoni, and pineapple.
Definitely,
You're doing so
definitely
well
not a
until,
mighty meaty.
because you were doing well until you mentioned the pepperoni.
The pepperoni weirdly works with the pineapple.
Cuts through, I think. Kaluma!
Hi, I'm Morgan Riley Gaming. I play Kaluma, the non-binary tiefling cleric warlock. They them. That you could call me a them fatale. I also
Well done, well done.
I also do the roll. I also do the dice rolls for Cole, who is Kaluma's warforged rogue boyfriend, and I also control Striken, who is my fairy dragon. I am drinking Fairy Chepsy Max.
Kerner.
Hello, I'm Mother Mafia Gaming. I'm managing Kerna, Sorceress Dragonborn, who was evicted out of my home after accidentally setting my sibling's cot on fire. And I'm eating chocolate of various descriptions, and I have strawberry flavoured milk and cordial to drink.
Nom.
Okay, and Thorin.
Hi, I'm Miss Time Bunny. I control Thorin, the Mountain Dwarf Barbarian, and pit fighter and certified himbo of the group. And for snacks and gubbins, I've got a bottle of Coca-Cola, and I'm currently eating a big bag of roast chicken crisps because I've eaten all my peanut butter popcorn.
Yes, Thorin is himself a tasty snack. There you go.
Yes.
So the scene has us all in your home, all gathered around. You've even got Tanglefinger in attendance. He's currently playing hide and seek with Striken, I think is probably the best description. He's sort of diving in and out between various spaces and non-Euclidean sort of appearances, and Striken's trying his best to sort of gas him with his euphoria breath. And so far nothing's been broken, and so far the pot plant has stayed put. So all is well.
You have a fairy dragon who can disappear into his own pocket dimension, playing hide and seek with Tanglefinger.
Who can disappear into their own blackness.
No, who can teleport between basically any space that is bounded by say underneath of a table or chair legs or someone leaning against a door frame. If that creates a frame, he can either jump through it or reach a hand through and pick something out from the other side. So yeah, it gets a little complicated. And n-dimensional on all senses of the word.
So, is he playing like a fleshy game of Portal?
Yes, basically. They're both natural portal guns, and yeah.
We already know we already know the cake is a lie.
It's only shuffled across the table a couple of times. You're fine. Speaking of which, your gold coin is your gold coin's fine. There's nothing wrong with your gold coin at all. All is well. It's fine. It hasn't eaten you recently. Yeah. No, it only nibbles you occasionally now. Anyway, I think probably the best framing for this is you all around the table sort of undoing the various bags, sacks and sort of things where you sort of basically went and scooped up as much as you could in the way of weird and wonderful things that you found while helping good old Zora clear their house, and specifically the semi-abandoned remnants of some sort of dungeon that was beneath their house, having made the demons run away. That's basically the long and short of it. So. Who's going to make notes of what I'm about to? Are you ready? Right.
Have you got?
Do you want to start with the simple stuff?
Yeah, always that simple.
All right, we'll start with the simple stuff. The coinage. There was a lot of coins spread around in various sacks, small broken chests, actually on the bodies of various sort of dead kobolds. You know, as you basically did the traditional dungeoneering activity of basically going through everyone's pockets. In the field of copper pieces, you have a grand total of 210. That's your beer money for the next month, basically. You have 89 silver. Yeah, 89 silver. 2,500 gold.
What?
Nice.
Yeah.
And 500 platinum.
Fucking hell. Sorry, mind my language. Sorry,
You have also got...
How much platinum was that?
500.
500.
I thought so.
Yeah. You've also got a few other little odds and ends. There's a small golden idol of a dragon.
Is there anything interesting on that?
It looks like it might be. It looks like it might be old goblin craftsmanship.
Could I do a history check on it?
You can indeed. Yes.
I thought I'd get in there before we have to all start doing shop.
I have no idea what you mean. As if I would ever suggest doing an Arcana check.
No, too late. There you are.
There you go. Take a drink.
Take your shot. History. Oh, nice roll. Okay. It's not historically important in terms of it being an artifact of anyone particularly famous, but it is of a particularly fine craftsmanship. So you think it probably belonged to someone quite high status. It's the sort of high-end artwork rather than something crudely molded. In terms of what it looks like, it looks like a dragon rearing up with its wings sort of in the sort of pose that you've seen Striken doing when he's sort of standing there, sort of in threat display mode, sort of actually behind Thorin the other day when he kicked the door down. So wings up in the air, and it's there, and it looks from the physiology you think to be based on a blue dragon. So it would have come from probably more of a desert tribe, desert or hill based tribe.
What does that look like? Oh, that's adorable.
Okay. Other items. You found a silver and gold brooch.
Anything written on that, or is it just a normal silver and gold brooch?
No, it looks like it's just a really nice piece of jewellery. Yeah. There's a painted gold war mask. Again, goblin origin. Looks like someone had been collecting them. Collecting goblin artifacts. But this is much more sort of ceremonial rather than anything that was actually worn in armour. Sort of like a fine ceremonial weapon. This is a kind of ceremonial war mask that would be worn for special occasions or by a bodyguard, or possibly a funeral mask. But yeah, there's no real markings on it, and there's nothing to identify what the name of the person, goblin. Yeah, it's based on a goblinoid face, so that's kind of how you know where it's come from. You've also found 4 brass mugs. They've got nice little jade inlays in them. A pair of engraved bone dice.
Hang on. Jade inlays.
Mm-hmm.
Right, 4 bone dice, did you say?
A pair of engraved bone dice.
The exasperated wife, can you slow down voice. Was...
The can you not?
That's the one.
Mm-hmm.
And a silver jug.
Anything on the silver jug?
No particular markings other than decorative. You think you found a silversmith's mark, so it's probably human. But it'd be quite old if it's been down there since before the war. It's been, So, but yeah, that might help identify. It's not world-shattering quality, but it's nice.
Does the jug belong to someone called Annette?
Oh,
That's the point. We still got to think up more lore for that character, haven't we?
Yes.
Fine.
There's probably people watching the stream thinking, "What the feck are they on about?"
And there's also a necklace of pink pearls.
I'm not
You
saying a
okay
word.
there, Morgan?
He's making his own jokes up again. We're doing okay.
Quick
all will
question.
be well. Yeah.
Does the war mask? You know, you said we knew it was Goblin
Mhm.
because we could tell by the face. Do we recognise the facial features of anyone?
Could do a history check.
Yeah. Okay.
We're talking about facials and pearl necklaces within the first, 20 minutes.
Natural 20.
Okay, what's the grand total? 25.
25. Yeah.
You think you've seen? Yeah, you think you've seen this face before in one of the old scrolls when you were doing some research a couple of months back. You think it was a general who was famous for sort of leading the defence of the Dakani homelands when the dimensional barriers came down, and he won sort of a lot of the early battles against sort of the forces, the powers of madness that came swirling through, and the deformed, strange creatures that sort of came into our reality. You can't remember his name, but you at least know you got an idea of where you could do some more research.
Dakani battles.
I'm sat there thinking, I can hear music. Where's that music coming from?
The game.
It's coming from the game.
It's a game.
And I've just lost the game.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Don't you start on that.
There we are. That's everyone. Well done. Everyone reset. There you go. There's a few other little items as well. There's some potions and things that you could probably do with sort of trying to work out what they are. So there are 1, 2, 3. Yeah, three potions in various states of covered in filth. There's a wand that you retrieved from one of the kobolds.
For the vials covered in filth, we need to get a cradle for them.
No, stop.
Grief.
And listen, we hear the dum as Leah kicks Morgan out of the chat. Yeah.
You also find that there's like this bead. It's sort of iridescent, slowly shifting colours, and feels sort of quite feels weightier than it looks. It's not heavy, but yeah, there's like a feeling of sort of there's something about it. You wouldn't So that needs looking at.
Does it change colour if we change person?
It's monochromatic, swirling, sort of round and sort of It doesn't actually change it. Doesn't change colours, but it's kind of shifting light and shade.
Okay.
There is Alan Mandragoran. Noise. That's fine. No problem at all.
That's a great name.
Yep.
Yeah.
You also have a small container with an oil in it, as opposed to a potion, and it smells really, really bitter and metallic. You sort of sniff and go, "Ooh, that's Your nostrils are sort of burning slightly from the smell of it. You also picked up the spear that the demon dropped, which is a jagged iron thing, but it's sort of again inlaid with a number of sort of cruel-looking runes. And one of the kobolds that you managed to kill before we had a chance to do anything also had a staff that's actually quite nicely carved and has sort of it's like covered in what looks like snake scales. It's sort of the whole length of it.
Okay.
So not a bad haul. Not a bad haul.
Does the one that's covered in snake scales have any carvings on them other than that?
What more do we want? It's a staff covered in snake scales. That's awesome. I don't care what it does. That's awesome.
It might be a snake in disguise, so when you throw it on the floor, it turns into a snake.
It's Loki.
I just nearly spat that milk out everywhere.
He does know how you like snakes. Yeah.
Not in the grass, I don't. Not in the grass.
I've just spat my.
Oh, the grass. Right, yeah.
Yeah. No.
Grass. Stop turning me into Marissa, please.
Ooh, really? Okay. No, I mean, there's nothing that's immediately obvious. But I feel sure that I can't remember who it is that's got identify as a ritual. I think it might be our one and only Kaluma. If it's not, it's probably. If it's not, it might be a Kerner as well. But
I don't.
You can certainly spend some time to do that.
I don't
have identify.
Didn't we take it?
Okay.
Didn't we take it to the magic person last time?
Yeah.
You did, but since then, Kaluma's actually learned identify. I think.
Have I?
I don't know.
Did you not learn it? Did you not learn it when you leveled up last time?
Where would it be?
It's a first level spell. If you don't have it, I've totally misremembered. Otherwise, yes, there's the curiosity shop round the corner can help you. It's rituals.
For some reason, I have very little high level spells, unless I haven't put the ones that.
Have you picked your new ones?
I should have a fuck ton from my cleric. Where the fuck have all my spells?
Yeah, but don't forget
it
depends on what
you're
leveled up.
multiclassing.
Because
remember your Kaluma Dallas multiclass.
Oh god, that's great. I like that one.
You could see that one catching up. Yes, I forget that most people are level 8 because you're multi-classed. You're like a level 4 and a level 3, or whichever way you've got it split out. So not as many spells.
I have false identity.
No, that might be it.
Identity.
Oh, I've probably totally misremembered it then. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, there's the woman down the road who can, for a small fee, not that you're lacking in money, excuse me, can identify these things for you.
There is
Did you say identify was a level 1 spell?
I believe so. Yeah.
Identify. It's here. What is it? It is. Oh no, I won't. None of us will have it because it's an artificer, bard, or wizard.
Okay, fair enough. Well, in that case, you've got you've got the curiosities just off Market Avenue, haven't you? I think that's where you went last time. It's just off the Market Street, just next to the Herbals, Elias's Herbals, and just round the corner from Madame Trent. Yeah, the not a brothel.
Yeah, the not a brothel. Oh,
They're totally not a brothel. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you can go into there. Yeah, Bartok will be pleased to see you. He'll charge. Yeah, I mean he'll charge 20 gold an item. You bring good stuff to him.
Who's going down there? Or do you need?
I will, because
do you need someone strong or do you need someone tall to carry all the stuff?
Yeah, which one do you need? And when one of us will offer.
You can both come as my bodyguard if you want.
Yay!
Yeah, alright then.
Numbskull outing.
I mean, obviously, as you can see around the map, there are various other places. So if people want to do other things while they're doing it, that's fine. But yeah, okay, you wander on down. There's good old Bartok. He's actually the guy that you did the arm wrestling with back in the festival, Thorin.
I was trying to think why I knew his name and it was bugging me.
Yeah, he's the guy that you beat in the arm wrestling, and then he was on the opposing team when you won the tug of war that first time. So you meet him down the pub every now and then, sort of when you have your evenings out, and he's good people, really. Yeah, he's always always done things right, and he lets you guys know if he gets sort of interesting things in every now and then. And I think actually he's probably gone to when you've gone, for example, looking for ammunitions, or if you're sort of on the looking out for particular magic items. So he's the guy to talk to, who can sort of put word out in the market and see what we can get hold of for you.
So here's a
What
thing.
do you want, child?
You ready?
Go on in.
Okay, Loma, multipass.
You spelled wrong.
It doesn't matter. I did it quickly. I wasn't thinking.
It's C-A-E. I did not name my character after the heir to the throne of Lucifer. Just so you know.
Don't worry, we'll have an edited version ready by the end of the session, I have no doubt. Okay, so yeah, Bartok's very pleased to see you. Come on in again. What you got for me today?
Butter!
We've got lots of stuff.
Fantastic. Been a busy day, is it?
Yeah. As you know, last week I got interrupted with my searching because of my lovely friend.
Yes,
Zora
good. Also, how is she? How'd that go?
Yeah, really, really well. We fixed up our house, and she's now got it back and everything. And
that's good. That's good.
Yeah, he's good. But she's allowed us to have several things, from getting rid of these creatures.
Right, okay.
And there's a couple of things, and one in particular, which is a carved staff that we've got here. And it looks like it's covered in snake scales.
Oh, do you put it up on the counter here? We'll have a look.
Yep. There you go.
Okay. So yeah, place it down on the glass counter, and you sort of right. Okay. So he sort of actually, before you put it down, he sort of gets out like a velvet sort of roll cloth that he sort of rolls out to protect the surface and protect it. Put it on there, and it's got little sort of silver stitching in it, and looks nice. Sort of brushes it down. Right. Okay. Okay, it's going to take me about 10 minutes to sort of to identify things properly. But do you want to sort of wait while I do it, or have a bit of a browse, or?
Yeah, I can do. If we want, we can give you a couple of the other things as well that we'd like some help with.
Yeah, sure. Like I said, it takes about 10 minutes. 10 minutes an item, give or take. So.
Yeah, no, that's fine. So we've got this small container as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Be careful. It's a bit smelly.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It wouldn't be the first time I've had weird smelling things on my desk here.
And to be fair, I've probably drunk a few things that smell a bit like that.
Well, I was going to say, if Eleanor's not changed then if it's getting down to the dregs, you want to watch out for that. The thing is, look at it. If she gives you it's not in a glass, and it's in one of the solid tankards, give it a closer look, because it usually means that she's put it in there to hide the floaters that are sort of left over from the bottom of the barrel. If it's in a glass, because you can see straight through it, if it's not cloudy, it's perfect. But if it's in a tankard, it's a bit cloudy. She's put it in there to try and sell it to you because it's into the barrel.
As a publican,
word to the wise. Word to the wise.
As an ex-publican, I feel very attacked right now.
And me being a sort of like a pisshead mountain dwarf, either way, I'd probably drink it anyway.
As an ex-camera member, what can I say? Anyway, I've drunk more than a few shaky pints. Yeah, go on.
The other one was we're trying to ascertain where this jug potentially belongs to.
The jug? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and what the 3 potions are. What this bead is. Be careful, it seems to be quite heavy than it looks. And to see if there's anything special about this wand.
Yeah, okay. And you showing him the spear as well, or was that keeping that to one side?
Show him the spear. It might be something interesting.
Yeah.
From it. I've just got this image of it being like
and
a
I'll give
spear
him-
of lightning bolts or something, and
Yeah,
and suddenly
and I'll show
I
him the spear as well.
suddenly I become like an anime character.
Okay. It's going to take me a couple of hours to work.
Oh, free skull!
Grief.
We are
With you
not-
lot, more likely a red laser dot in the sky for you to all follow.
We might follow. We'd still get lost following the script.
Yeah, that'd be the one. Right, okay, yeah, not a problem. It's going to take me a couple of hours to work through this stuff. To do this stuff, I'll get Jenny to come in and mind the shop while I'm doing this, so I don't get distracted. Okay, let me sort of come back in a couple of hours. I can lay out what I've found out, and then we can settle up when we've done that, and then you can either sort of use it or swap it for anything you find on the shelves, or we'll work it out at the end. We'll see what you got.
Yeah.
Has he got anything
Okay.
interesting in stock at the moment?
So make a perception check. See what catches your eye.
Where's me Bobby Foot thing gone?
Your Bobby Foot thing, what?
Don't.
You what?
No, that'll be a no then.
Okay, nothing that's particularly catching your eye. I mean, what sort of things do you?
Just
would
anything
you be
out
in
of the
market for?
ordinary. I was wondering if there's like any stat boosting stuff, or like I don't need any more protection. I'm wearing friggin' chainmail.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think what would be handy.
Enchanted arrows.
I've got some enchanted arrows already.
Mm.
Actually, I don't even know how many of those I've got left. It's me character sheet. I must be getting quite close to. Oh yeah, I'm down to 11. Yeah, maybe. Has he got any +1? Either +1 or +2 arrows in.
I'm sure we can find some. We'll have a look at that. Have a look for that. You want to roll? Okay, mate. Do a persuasion check. Let's do that as a. Let's do that as a mechanism.
16.
Oh, nice. Okay. He can do you. Yes, 20 plus 2 arrows. He'll as it's you, 100 gold.
Will he take 40? Will he do 40 for 200?
Deal.
Awesome.
Yeah, fresh from House Caniff. Absolutely, not
Awesome.
a problem.
That'll help.
They're a good seller. Absolutely. He sort of brings out the bundles. They're all they're in they're sort of wrapped in bundles of 20s. They've got the House Caniff marker and seal of authenticity to sort of, which includes such things as the name of the artificer who made them and the date of them and the location of the forge. It's all ethically sourced. So yeah, he hands those over. Lovely, fantastic.
Quick question, I missed. What was it you bought, Valenia?
+2 arrows.
Okay.
Fantastic.
And what was the price again? Sorry.
200 gold for 40.
Okay, thank you.
Oh great! I've got to do them in stacks of 10. For fuck's sake. There we go.
Okay.
Fucking hell! They weigh a lot. I'm glad we're not doing encumbrance.
Absolutely.
Are you quivering?
Only with Antusa.
Wait for it.
Patient.
Patient.
Something he says he has got that might be. It's a little unusual, doesn't? But he thinks possibly your man Cole might be interested in it. He brings out, he opens this case, and inside is a short sword, but it doesn't have a handle. It's in fact got a complex mechanism at the end where the handle would be, and like a sort of extra housing and sort of various segmented pieces on it, and it's got lines of enchantment along it. It says this is we got it in from a mercenary who came in on one of the caravans from Sharm last week. It's an arm blade. They're quite popular with troops and mercenaries, but I thought, given he's running with you lot, you might find it quite useful. Basically, what it does, he fits it to his arm, and it basically then retracts. So as an action, you can either retract it or extend it.
Are you saying it's like the hidden blade from Assassin's
That's exactly
Creed?
where my thought was going. Yeah.
Basically, but it's a short sword.
Awesome.
Okay, how do I add this to his character sheet?
Well, let's first. Now these things are pricey. It's 500 gold.
That's fine.
Okay, fine, fair enough. So what you will need to do is, I will double check how it is. It should be just under managing equipment, and it should just be like an arm blade plus. It's an arm blade plus 2 short sword.
All right, so add item, yes.
Yeah, if it gives you the option for an arm blade, that's wonderful.
No, it doesn't.
So does that count as an extra weapon, or so like
it counts? It basically you can't use that hand for any other purpose.
So you'd use a short sword in one, and then or like a handbow in one, a short sword in the other.
But it's essentially it's more to rather than it's interesting. I was just looking in the source book, and the picture they've got of the Warforged wielding it is less. It's less like Ezio and his hand blade, and more like Ulysses' claws opening up. Ulysses' claw from Black Panther opening up with the blade coming out of his arm. It's the hand kind of folding back.
Short sword plus 2, did you say?
It is, yeah.
Which book's that in? I'm just gonna grab it.
That's in the Eberron.
Right, I'm just gonna grab it to have a look myself.
I don't know why.
Eberron magic items. It's under Warforged components.
Huh. It's not coming up on D&D Beyond for.
Let me just have a quick check just to see if I can work out the way to do
Oh, found it. I was spelling arm
Found
wrong.
it? Okay.
Did you just say you were spelling arm wrong?
I spelled arm, A-M-R.
Amra.
Amra.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. You need more caffeine.
Okay, so arm blade, short sword.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What page is it in?
Okay, actually, they've got it in the Wayfinders under Chapter 5 magic items. Actually,
it's a bonus action that you can retract the arm blade. It's not an action.
It's because I'm looking at the Wayfarers, which is the earlier version. Yes, no, you are right. It's a bonus. Yeah. Even better.
I forgot to make it an active weapon. Oh, I'm such a dick today.
Are you having trouble there, Morgan?
I am having a lot of trouble.
But while you're working that out, we'll bit of narrative hand wavium. He's identified the various items. So the potions. One of them's a potion of climbing.
Spider climb. I'm just going to do a quick test roll just to see if this works.
Yeah, no worries. The second one's a potion of greater healing. Potion of healing, brackets greater.
Mm-hmm.
The third one is actually a potion of poison.
Ooh.
That could be quite interesting.
What's the effects on that? How does that work?
If you type it up in the equipment, it should give you all the stats for it.
Okay. That's fine. I'll do it later.
Yeah. The wand is a wand of magic detection.
Ooh.
Ooh.
And a cuddly toy.
The oil is oil of sharpness.
Okay.
Was it literally just poison? Was it, Tim?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm gonna rub the oil of sharpness all over my wit.
No, because it's just razor sharp already.
Potion of poison, did you say? Magic
Yeah.
item. Let me just copy and paste this into D&D General.
Oh, there's the arm blade.
I just went to have a look, and then I found it.
Oh, it can only be used by Warforged as well.
That's right.
There you
You've
go.
literally got to disarm him to take it off.
That's
Okay.
awesome.
So oil of sharpness.
Yeah. The bead is a bead of force.
Okay.
Which we'll start looking up in a minute. The spear is it's nice, but it's uncomfortably hot and warm. It is a spear +1. It's sort of like the, I suppose Hell's equivalent of a mass-produced weapon, but it's not intrinsically unpleasant, other than the fact that it was made in Hell. You know, I'm sure that won't come back to bite anyone at all.
Literally.
Oh, and the staff, yeah, the staff with the python.
Ooh.
You know that thing about throwing it on the floor and it turning into a snake. Yeah. Giant constrictor.
Ooh.
I was just waiting for Tim to go. You know that thing about throwing it on the floor to become a snake? Don't do that.
Yeah. You don't think about throwing it on the floor and become a snake? Yeah. It's Loki.
Surprise!
You have managed to find a
We are not
trickster
doing
guard.
Oh God! You can throw the staff and shout, "Get help!"
I was just going to say, can we do get help?
It's like, no, we're not doing get help.
We're doing get help. Is that?
Get help!
Did you-
My brother needs help!
Did you say it turned into a boa constrictor?
It turns into a giant constricting snake. Yes.
Oh,
I want
Jesus
it.
Christ. I'm trying to wonder who. I'm trying to think who would benefit
It's a
from that
clever-
more.
What were you just about to say, Tim?
Under the original D&D, it used to be just clerics, but I think it's clerics and wizards now.
So
But it should say in the description.
I'll do a look up when I do it, and I'll sign it correctly.
What is it? Let me have a look while we're doing this.
It's a staff.
Helpful. Is it? What's it called?
Staff of snakes.
It's called Staff with the Python.
Oh, staff. Yeah.
Staff or not if.
No, that makes it stiff with a python.
That's a whole different conversation.
And we're going back to the club.
Or the pizzas, one of the two.
Requires attunement by a cleric, druid, or warlock. It's cleric, druid, or warlock summoning or control.
I'm guessing it's going to go to Kaluma.
Yeah, I think it might end up doing that as well.
I mean, I am the cleric warlock.
You could always multi-class again into druid as well.
You can mentally command the snake if it's within 60 feet of you and you aren't incapacitated.
Oh god.
You're a partial tongue, Kaluma.
And a thumping good one. Oh, that's fucking great. Oh my god, I got a snake. Oh god, I've got a snake as well as a dragon.
Starting a theme here.
Dear J.K. Rowling, our non-binary tiefling has just got is a parcel tongue. Fuck you!
How pissed off are you?
On a scale of 1 to we don't give a fuck, how pissed off are you?
That's all right. In the second part of the blog podcast that I've been editing this afternoon, I've actually called her out.
Good.
So
So
yeah.
am I adding that to my list of things?
Looks like, yeah. You'll need to attune it, because you're going to have a maximum of 3 items attune. I think you've got capacity for that, so that's not a problem.
I haven't got anything attuned, so
In fact, there you go, you're sorted.
where do I get?
So yeah, basically what attunement means is you have to just spend some time with it, kind of communing, sort of reaching out on that spiritual level, getting to know it, to understand it, and
Give it a cuddle.
yeah, pretty much.
Can I
basically-
use it unattuned?
So can you?
Can I use it unattuned, or do I need to attune it beforehand?
You need to have attuned first, because it's doing that meditation that tells that's how you get to know, for example, the command word, and how to actually it's how you learn to control it.
Can I not?
If you're
pay
not attuned to it and just throw it down, it'll just go rattle.
Can I not pay someone to attune it for me?
No.
How do you? It's got to be attuned to you. How can someone else attune it to you?
I've now got visions of someone getting like a clamp and literally clamping the staff to the side of your skull or something. You know, there you are.
A big stapler.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, if you like, he could also give you some values on valuable stuff, or you can general rounder on that.
Who's having the spear? What was the spear called?
It's a spear. It's a spear +1, so it's a magical item. It's as a simple weapon. I think pretty much anyone can use it.
Okay. Just trying to think about. I mean, Kerner, have you got any weapons?
I now have my claws, and I've got daggers and a quarterstaff and a crossbow.
Jesus Christ! Okay.
Yeah, you've noticed that Kerner seems to have undergone a change recently, and that their skin seems to be sort of more armor-like and sort of tougher and sort of what were nails on the end of the fingers are sort of actually turned into they're actually looking more like talons.
How are you going to wipe your ass?
This goes out to
I'll
all
just
those people out there that get their nails done every week in talons.
I just, as opposed to those people, I can retract my talons as and when I need to, my darlings.
You've also got thicker skin. You've got thicker skin.
You can take insults better.
Yeah.
Or deal with weird Germans.
Yeah. Yes.
Morgan will understand that.
Moving along.
Oh, good God! I just got
Right.
what you meant, Leah. Well done.
Anyway.
So, if you could give us a price for the... Did we find out about who the silversmith was for the jug?
No, but well, I'll get my words to work now. No, okay, so he tested because you'd put it in with the pile of things for him to do the identification spell. So he points at it, looks at it, he sort of gets out a big old tome of marks and sort of flicks through. Says, yeah, I knew I'd seen it before. It's a House Caniff stamp. Specifically from Sire. So I suppose you got some rarity value because Sire doesn't exist anymore. But yeah, nice enough, mass produced, but it's all right.
Do you think House Caniff would like it back?
Oh God, no! I mean, they sell variants of this every day. I mean, this is sort of this is it's mass produced. I mean, it's 25 gold. You sell it for 25 gold, but it's not you know, it's not a masterpiece, and it's not sort of it's not sort of high end. It's the sort of thing that you know, a church might get in. Sort of your middle-aged, your middle class sort of families to have something a bit fancy on the dinner table. Is that sort of level of stuff? Like I said, he values it at 25 gold.
Could always let Farid have a new drinking implement.
True.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to
always,
sell these things.
I mean, I'm always down for a new beer jug.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. The golden idol of the dragon, does that get priced?
Oh yeah. Now that is actually quite impressed by. Sort of say, yeah, you don't see many of these. These are quite cool. Actually, you know, it's a goblin make, really quite old. You know, you're talking, you know, good 1,000 years or so. If you find a matching one to this, obviously you're going to get more for a pair. But on its own, you know, again, he sort of gets out sort of another sort of set of tomes and sort of, you know, sort of like collectors' catalogues and things like that, and sort of flicks through. Let's have a look. This price. There's only one of them. I could go to 750 gold for you on that.
Okay.
Considering you only found one of them after defeating 19 kobolds.
And a couple of demons.
Yeah.
I think 750 gold's quite good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, pays for the arm blade, if nothing else.
Yeah. Silver and gold brooch.
That's another fine piece. Again, that's a couple hundred years old. This is Galifar make. Galifar is the name of the great continent spanning super nation that then broke up in civil war and basically, you know, it was a fight over over who would inherit and who would take over Galifar that basically led to the events of the last war. So
not Gallifrey.
Not Gallifrey, Galifar. They're very, very different. For, if nothing else, better collars. And the
old war bow ties.
Absolutely, fezzes were big. But yeah, that he'll value at 700 gold.
Jesus.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a nice piece. Nice old piece. But it also gives you an idea of how long that place has been buried as well.
Yeah. 4 brass mugs with the jade inlays.
They're quite nice. The jade is the majority of the value for these. They're 100 gold each.
Nice.
Okay.
That's a good bit of pocket change.
Yeah, and the pair of engraved bone dice.
He'll give you 20 gold for them. They're quite nice.
In total, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. And the necklace of pink pearls.
Necklace of pearls, they're a nice piece. He'll go another 700 on those.
Nice.
Right, okay.
That's the most I've ever earned from a pearl necklace. We were all.
I'd hope they weren't.
We were all thinking it. We were all thinking it.
But I was going to say, if they were pink, then there was a problem.
I was just thinking you probably need to just up your rates.
I was about to say you should stop drinking strawberry milkshake.
I just imagine. do you know the slime from Ghostbusters 2?
Oh God! Yes.
I'm not thinking Ghostbusters 2 yet.
Thanks for my childhood.
And now that gold statue starts to dance its way across the counter. Yeah.
Lift me higher, higher and higher.
Dancing across the counter, my brain instantly went to the cantina scene in Spaceballs.
Hello, my baby. Hello,
my darling. Hello, my good.
Okay.
I think that's everything.
It's like
Yes,
right, back to what we were actually meant to be doing.
apart from the ceremonial mask, which I think
Oh,
we need
yes.
to the university.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they'll probably give you a good price for that, but he reckons it's probably worth about 500 gold.
Okay.
It just feels like the ceremonial mask, because the university keep asking us about Dakani stuff, and that feels like it's something they would be interested in.
And you know someone else who's rather interested to make certain that stuff actually goes to a museum who made his presence known recently.
Yes, we know. So how much do we owe him for all the other work he's done?
Okay, so he said 20 per item, didn't he? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yeah, that 160 gold.
Pieces valuations. Okay.
So he's ended up paying us more for for the stuff that we just had appraised.
You've bought an awful but you've bought quite a lot off him as well. So he's still up on the money because he hasn't bought these. He's literally told you what things are worth. You haven't sold them to him, or have you? If you've sold them to him, fantastic, wonderful.
Yes, we've sold them to him as well, I think.
Did we? I didn't know whether you wanted.
I don't
to
know.
put them on the market or-
I've literally just been telling you what the values are that he's willing to pay you. So, but I haven't made an assumption either way. Up to you. Yeah, he'll very eagerly take them off your hand.
I just worry that the dragon idol could get taken over by one of the mimics in a house.
True. Yeah.
And that is entirely terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we don't need another dragon in the house. Yeah.
A flying.
Well, you're not even entirely sure how many you've got in the house. I mean, Tanglefinger's only pointed out 3 of them so far.
Which
And he keeps sniggering. And he keeps sniggering. Yeah.
If someone ends up being eaten by the toilet, I'm calling it now.
And it'll most likely be me.
Right. Okay. Are we selling everything then that we've had priced up to the curiosities?
Morgan? Input?
Yes.
Input? Do you want to sell shit?
As long as I keep my stuff, I don't care.
Can I keep the silver jug thing for me beer? If everyone's okay.
Yeah, so Silver
course you can.
Jug goes to Thorin.
Because
Star-
it's just such a foreign thing. I think he'd appreciate it.
Nothing,
That goes to Kaluma.
nothing magical about the brooch or anything, is there? It's just
No, it's just a really nice piece of jewellery.
Nothing magical about the pearl necklace.
No, other than the ability to make you all make bad jokes. No.
I just like saying pearl necklace now live on stream.
Yeah.
What? There'd be all the
It's-
innocents
it's-
watching this going, what are they on about?
It's a good enough excuse. Why not? Yes.
Yeah. Are we selling the spear?
Oh,
we
what was the
keeping that?
spear?
The
It
spear
will-
is +1.
Plus one.
I've already got a plus
Could
one
I-
spear.
Could I take it to swap it out for my usual spear?
Of course you can.
Yeah.
And sell him
Okay,
the old
what-
one. Sell him the old one for like five copper.
Or just keep the old one back at the house in sort of like, just in a waste bin or something, just leaning up against a wall or something.
No. I will knit it a display sheath.
Case.
Okay.
a little tiny spear hat.
You're gonna yarn bomb it. Okay, that's fair enough.
Okay. Right, fine then. So you're keeping the spear, we're keeping the staff, keeping all the potions, the oil, the bead,
And the wand wasn't there of magic detection.
and the wand, yeah,
Yep.
Oh.
and the ornamental ceremonial mask which we're giving to the university.
I'm
Yep.
just wondering, because who has detect magic?
Me, I don't know whether any of this does.
I have. Because on my, I don't think my D&D Beyond is adding all the spells I can have as a cleric at the level I've got, which means I need to go and add them in. Let me just have a look.
I think we should just keep this the wand for now anyway.
Yeah,
Doesn't need a certain class or anything, does it?
No, it can be used by anyone. It's got 3 charges. Basically, you can expend a charge to cast Detect Magic as an action, and it regains 1 to 3 charges daily at dawn.
Okay.
So, according to Roll20, basically all of us, but what was it? All of us but Thorin should be able to detect magic. It's a first level divination ritual.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got to make sure you learn it.
Yeah, you've got to have it learned out, and rituals also take time. If it's cast ritual, it usually takes about 10 minutes or so. Whereas this is like a wand, you just go wave it. It's like a Geiger counter goes, oh, bing, it's over there.
Oh, okay.
So that's the difference. It's that if you need to quickly work out if something's magical,
okay,
that's where its utility comes in. And again, it's got a House Canon stamp on it. It's the sort of thing that they mass produce for inquisitors and inquisitives, rather, is what they call them. So detectives for various sort of forces and things like that. So if there's a crime scene, the detectives will go in, and that's one of the tools available to their forensics.
Oh, okay.
Weird one.
Mm.
Because I feel like Rain needs something for an upgrade. Because Rain is literally a wolf with bite.
Yeah.
Is there any way of having like a collar made that would increase her attack output or defense or wounds or anything like that? Or do you want to do that offline and make it a unique item? It's certainly a downtime thing, and that's something we can do as research as part of downtime, and it probably take a little while to develop. But yeah, it's something as a protective device, something like that we could do. In terms of increasing damage output, I don't think I suppose technically dentures could work, but I can't see Vane sort of being particularly happy with that. No.
But yeah, it should be possible to sort out like a harness or something that can effectively sort of, I suppose the equivalent like a resistance or next to sort of bonuses to saving throws, possibly to armor. We can look at that offline. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, and we'll work out some costs on that. That's not a problem.
Absolutely fine.
Okay. Well, while we're into that sort of downtimey type things. If there's nothing, I think that's everything else sorted in terms of the treasures and things. So, given that there's been various times for you to train and things like that, let's just quickly fold that in. What are people doing in terms of downtime beyond sort of starting to sort of do this research on items for Vane? Anything else that people want to do?
That's all I'm going to be doing.
Yeah.
So.
I'm not going to be doing much apart from continuing going out with Iron Ryan. And dropping in to see Zora and just making sure the house is still in one piece. I feel like I have an obligation to just check in occasionally now.
So does this mean it's getting a bit serious with Iron Ryan now?
Been a couple of weeks, isn't it? Still going.
I'm more worried that Kerner's bed isn't being slept in as much. Is there anything you need to tell us?
No. No, nothing at all. Nothing at all. We just sit and talk quite a lot.
Just a question. How old... So Kerner is 4 years old, but how old would Kerner be in general age?
About 20.
Right, thank you. Okay, right, okay. That's just become less creepy in my fucking head.
That's all less weird now.
Yeah.
I was sat here thinking...
Iron Ryan is 6 years old.
With dementia.
Wait,
and again, because he was literally built.
Oh, good. Okay, but how old would Iron Ryan come across as?
Oh, again, early 20s.
Okay, this feels less weird. Because I was sitting there going,
what you've got to remember is D&D, ages work very, very differently.
Yeah.
So is a Dragonborn's age the same as kind of like a dog age?
Yeah.
Yes.
They tend to get to about the age of 60 and sort of die of old age. They don't have a very long lifespan.
Oh,
Think how Rocket Raccoon keep saying, not going to live much longer anyway.
It is a bit like that.
Yeah, but by the age of 3, Dragonborn are counted as fully matured adults.
right.
They're really fast. Yeah.
Okay, so that's okay, because I was just sitting there thinking, Leah's just made a sex joke about... Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
no, you're all right. No, we are very firmly not in that territory. I wouldn't have let us go there.
Put it this way.
Sorry,
Put it this way. By human standards, Valenia is mid-30s.
Yeah.
By orc standards, she's still in early 20s.
Because I think Kaluma just ages normally, I think.
That's right. Yeah, you're roughly human equivalent. Yeah.
So how old did I put Kaluma as then?
At 23, wasn't it?
My age would be around here somewhere.
You must be around the 2023 because you came from the village over and you remember the stories flying around about me setting fire to my sibling's cot.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, good God! That means I'm older than Kerner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And Cole's only about 5-6 years old as well.
Oh. Okay, right. Sorry for my little wobble. I just had a bit of a.
That is a perfect.
No.
Oh.
It's actually really important. It's actually really important to address that, especially for people who are listening. If they're not aware that different fantasy races have different rates of aging and different things. So, just to really clarify that. It's not like Dragonborns and things like that are not just reskinned humans. They're very different life cycles.
Right. Okay. Right. That's
eggs for starters.
Okay,
they also lay eggs rather than incubate. That's not the word I needed.
Oh, right. Let's get used to sitting on those eggs then.
Well, luckily, I expect we can fit a microwave in him or something.
Well, I was having more fun do it because
That's amazing.
So I could just sat there going, I'm incubating someone else's. What the fuck's going on here? I'm a surrogate.
I can keep the eggs warm in my beard if it gets to that.
I don't know. At which point, both Shrike and I look at Thorin going, "Really? Really?"
See, I'm glad this was
And
addressed.
we just look at each other and go, "Rah, rah, 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 rah."
See, I'm glad this was addressed because it's something that isn't addressed very often in D&D.
Yeah, because sorry, I'm very much a newbie, so my brain had literally just caught up.
Absolutely. But most people, when they think about things, think of the elves, who are literally thousands of years old, and that's the sort of thing that people sort of tend to look at. That dwarves, they tend to think, okay, yeah, they sort of a little bit longer lived, but the general assumption, and very human-centric assumption, is that the childhoods are relatively the same ages. Now, for elves, they're still counted as kids, even when they're like 20s, 30s.
Right. Okay. Right, thank you. Anyway,
I mean,
so
like,
let's carry.
I was going to say, like with Thorin, it's like, I think he's around sort of 200 and he can live up to like 400. So really, by dwarf standards, I'm not really massively old.
No.
You're probably just coming into middle age.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm probably more the equivalent of like sort of like human, sort of coming up to late 30s, early 40s, possibly middle age, quote unquote.
All right. Well, sorry for doing that slight derailing. Carry on.
That's all.
No,
really.
it's absolutely.
But now you've thought about it, how much has Kerner been playing up on this for the last 6 months?
Yeah, wait a minute.
You've been played for 6 months by Kerner.
It's like,
I seriously thought we were travelling around with a 4-year-old. Fucking Joe. Well,
But I am 4! I'm only 4!
I've got a fucking. I'm bowing to your. No. Okay. Right. Okay.
Is this where we all just do the wait a minute?
Wait a cotton picking second. I've been played. Right. Okay. Right.
Well, you're just gonna have to call me Switch because I've been played.
Is that Nintendo?
Yeah.
Oh, good grief.
Okay, so I've just realised something as well, that on my D&D Beyond, I can actually go into my character builder and literally pick which cleric spells I want, which is what I haven't been doing.
You fucking knob.
I didn't realise I had that option for
You cannot talk. You cannot talk. Oh, I'm doing quite well. I'm on 60 hit points. Click. Oh,
No.
I'm on 100 and something hit points.
Okay, let's...
Anyway, yes. So, in terms of your downtime, so you're researching your spells to work out sort of what new balance of spells to do. You've all been obviously kitting yourselves out. You've the realization that Kerner is going steady with the Nine-Fort has made you all suddenly reassess many conversations that you've been having over the last 6 months to a year.
Could I have it that Cole goes up, like, sort of meets with Iron Ryan and basically says, listen, I know that we have a very bad reputation as Warforged, but you hurt her, and that's when sort of like he does like the, I don't know, the Warforged equivalent of clicking like his fingers and goes, let me just, I'm warning you. Sort of like Cole goes off the big brother.
You want Cole to do the big brother talk, yeah?
I want him to do the shovel talk with Iron Ryan. It'd be fucking brilliant.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
That or Thorin does it.
Yeah. No. Cole.
I have
Yeah.
flashbacks.
You down. Yeah. Go on then. You tell the story.
No, you do it. It's fine.
No, that's fine. Yeah, Cole, you're down the pub one evening. Iron Ryan comes in. He's joining you guys fairly frequently when you're on evenings. And yeah, Cole sort of next time they go up to the bar, he goes up to the bar to get around him. You see Cole get up and just quietly go after him and meet with, chat with him at the bar, and they it looks like it's getting a little bit more intense. And then Cole just sort of just gestures him out, and they just sort of step outside, just for a few minutes, just to get some air, just to get some night air, a quick chat. And they're gone for a couple of minutes. And then there's a few more minutes.
Should I make a roll for this?
And there's a few more minutes.
Do I need to go out and check them? I don't need to pull them apart.
Listen, Iron Ryan, mate.
6 minutes later, all is still quiet.
Should I do a roll for this?
And then the door opens.
Oh, okay,
Go on, roll a persuasion check.
I was going to do an intimidation, but okay.
Wait, no, if you want to do intimidation, yeah, go for it.
Why? Why would you do this?
Okay.
You were saying?
The door opens, and they both walk in, laughing their heads off, clap each other on the arm, handshake, and then that's sort of one of the momentary sort of, and then sort of you see Cole go from the sort of amicable, amiable, and then suddenly very serious, and then they both burst out laughing again, carry on back to the bar, get everyone's drinks, bring them on back. Yeah, all seems fine.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
and he tells you later, yeah, no, we had words, we're sorted, we've come to an agreement, he knows where it stands, and he knows that basically there'd be a long line of us queuing up to beat 7 bells out of him if he hurts Mark Kerner.
that's when Kanuma sort of goes, well, I do know a couple of spells or certain amount of pain I can give him.
But what did I say? He's good. He's good, folks. I mean, come on. Anyone who can spend rounds in the ring getting 7 shades kicked out of him by our foreign, and then come down the pub with him later. Yeah, there's a yeah. He's all right. He's all right. That one.
Okay.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm just pretty much like, good, I don't have to have that conversation with him then.
Yes. Very much. But the talk has been had. Now, what Joe was just having a laugh about was when we both when we first got engaged, we went up to see her adopted Arabic Yahi family, and met with Mama and the sisters, and we were made very welcome and fed and watered and sort of shown great hospitality. And the cats liked me, which surprised everyone. Not half as much as it surprised me.
It wasn't so much the cats; it was the fact that Roxy liked you.
Yeah, this is one of the cats, particularly the one that doesn't like anyone. And then we all sort of went into the living room, into the front room. The sofas there. They even had the plastic sheeting taken off, and MZ, who's married to one of the sisters, was looking more and more shifty and uncomfortable. And all the girls were sat over on one side of the room, and he and I were sat on one sofa. Now, bear in mind that this guy is a doctor in the NHS, saves lives for a living, has seen. He's worked at any. I can't remember what his speciality is at the moment, but he's not one to wilt, but he was looking incredibly shifty and incredibly embarrassed. He said, "I'm really sorry. I've been forced into this." And when all the girls start looking at each other, and Joe starts trying not to laugh.
Oh.
He says, "But there's no other men in this household, so I've got to ask what your intentions are for Joe." Now, someone gives me a line like that. You know me well enough that it's going to be a very strange response. And the first words that came out of my mouth were, "I want to reassure you that when I'm done with her, I'll make sure there's at least 6 foot of concrete on top of her under the patio." Everyone burst out laughing. That was it. I was in.
Oh,
Yeah,
brilliant.
yeah. I have no idea where that came from as a comment, but it was just like the words came out. It was like, okay, I'm about to get shot. No, that worked fine. So yeah.
No, Mama loved you for that.
Yeah, good. Yeah. So that's why Joe was just corpsing at all that. So yes, that happens. That's all done. In terms of other things, Valinia's doing various bits of research. What is Thorin doing with his downtime? Just having a general good time, chilling out, a bit more time down the ring.
Yeah, I think now that my body's had time to recover from the full-on event where me and Iron Ryan slapped the snot out of each other, I've sort of I've gone back to maybe sort of picking up my usual little heavy lifting jobs and other gubbins around the village whoever needs it, and
sure.
Splitting my time having an occasional drinking at the pub and having the occasional cup of tea at the tea shop. Because they do a nice bit of cake.
Excuse me.
Okay. Wow.
I thought that was more.
Could you do an athletics check? Yeah. Could you do an athletics check for us, plees? Just as in terms of sort of the type of activities you've been doing, things like that, and let's just make sure you haven't hurt yourself in the process.
I think that's what.
Let's see you in a bit, Logan. Thank you.
All I've got with the market being there, I just got this image of someone doing the age old get powder top potatoes.
Yeah, pretty much what it is. At some point, we've got to record you doing an og or whatever of that at some point, and then I can import it and we can just run it through in the background. Yeah.
Right, I will do my role in a moment. I think my machine's just having a fit. Hang on.
It's having a moment.
But then I think the sort of Google servers have been really weird this week.
Yeah,
for me anyway.
So
there we go.
Do they come and meet us at the pub when they're finished?
Basically.
Oh, what? Cole and Iron Ryan?
No, Kerner, Thorin, and Valenia went off to go get all the stuff appraised and stuff.
Oh yeah, can meet you back at the pub. Yeah, that'll.
So they come back to the pub, and that's when sort of Kerner hands me my 2 things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Kaluma's sort of looking at the staff, going, "Ah. So what does this do then?"
Snack.
Are you trying to say it turns into a snake.
Snack.
Snack.
Just me and Forrest stood there going, snack.
Yeah. Being like a pair of children. Yeah.
Maybe that's why I sort of like crack out like one of like my books from that I've been carrying around from like the temple and stuff, and I kind of like look through. Maybe it's like it's just
Actually, yeah, that's probably a good way of doing it. There'll be descriptions of similar items and artifacts, and it can start to sort of teach you the kind of the meditative exercises that you have to do to really sort of attune yourself and sort of get to sort of get ready to be able to use this sort of treasured item. Yeah, that's a good way of doing it.
So I'll be adding another pet to the family.
Looks like.
I'm like,
this is
yeah.
easy to clean.
Yeah, we are getting another child.
Fantastic. And yeah, you will meet all down the pub. Yeah, with that roll, you make about 25 gold just from your sort of generally helping people out on jobs, things like that. Get a couple of sort of free meals. You sort of help sort of do a delivery, and like the local pie shop gives you a free pie the next time they're doing a bake, that sort of stuff.
Nice.
So get some food and drink.
Could I have it that in the week downtime, Kaluma is selling like their cock socks?
You certainly can. You've got the stall generally. They can be spending a few days on there. Let's go with make us a persuasion check. I think just in terms of sort of simulating the old.
Please. Fuck. There you go.
Okay. You haven't quite, I think, worked out the pattern for this yet. And there's maybe a couple of small children that are running around wearing them as hats at the moment. But maybe someone's wearing them as a pair of mittens or something. But yeah, I mean, you make about you make 10 gold this week. It's not a lot. It's like we spell one day and another day, but you're there, and it's alright.
Could I also? How do I add currency on this thing? Like that.
Find your equipment, manage your equipment, and then currency should be highlighted at the bottom of it.
How much gold did you say? 10.
10, yeah.
And I want to sell my old spear.
Okay. Probably get about half book price for that. So just find. Obviously, it's probably a silver or something like that. Let me just equipment list.
Because I think I'm the poorest out of all of us, because I've got 40 gold.
I have 0.
Well, I've got 40. I've got 40 gold according to my D&D Beyond.
Oh, you've got more than that, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I
you've
think
got
I've
more
got.
than that.
I know I've got quite a bit. I've just forgotten to update you. What?
How much have I got, Kerner?
I need to have a look. Let me just open up the DDC.
Just get the player's handbook. I will work out a cost for you.
I want to buy some better armor.
Okay. I mean, if it's bog standard common stuff, if you under the references look up the player's handbook, chapter 5 is equipment, and that will give you costs for your kind of your bog standard stuff. And you're in a big city, so getting hold of stuff isn't really a problem. And you can get them for you're not anywhere unusual, so you can get the book price. So whatever it says in the book at the moment where you are is what it'll cost you. A spear would normally cost you a gold, so 5 silver you'll be able to sell it for.
Okay.
Okay, so if you're selling something, if you're selling something and it's not magical or otherwise generally weird, it's about half what book prices is what you can get for it used.
Could I not deceive the person into thinking that it's magic?
how would you go about? I mean, you can make the pitch, but how would you go about? Normally, when something's magical, it'll be something that's finely crafted because it has to be quite high quality to take the enchantments. There'll be runes and there'll be various carvings, and especially if it's something that's been mass made by House Cannith, there'll be like maker's marks and things like that. So,
Kalima could always ask Kerner to sort of scratch some runes into it.
Okay, we could probably do like have you got like a forger's kit or something like that?
What have I got?
So, to date, without anything that I haven't added in from the last few weeks, you've currently got 20 gold pieces, Kaluma.
Okay.
And then...
I have...
But DDC wealth, we're currently at like 688 platinum pieces.
I have a holy symbol I could put on it.
You kind of need that for casting spells.
Oh yeah, good point. Shit, I forgot about that. What is...
It's like your focus, so...
What could I...
Pretty important. I don't think you're gonna get. I don't think you're gonna.
Yeah, I'm not going to, am I?
Yeah, not really. No. Okay. And besides, you've got the sentimental value. You know, you when you started adventuring, it's come with you all the way from home. You know, it's probably made from a tree that you climbed on when you were a child. You know, it's
Okay.
Meanwhile, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Help yourself look through that stuff. In the meantime, Valina, you remember you had a conversation in the club with an individual who said they would get in touch with you about your missing gnome. You're missing alchemist. Yeah. If you remember, it was Belle, one of Lord Harm's concubines, who identified that she was working for an organisation. Well, she dropped you notes to saying, "You guys down the down the Brazen Hydra again tonight. I'll meet you there. I've got some info you might find useful."
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. The message is delivered by sort of one of the giant.
I'll send a reply back by battle mimic or something.
Well, I mean, the owl will wait. It's a giant owl. It literally will wait there until you sort of write a response, put it back in the slot, and then it flies off.
How giant? How giant? Are we talking Harry Potter size, or are we talking the size of a dragon?
We're talking about the size of a Labrador.
Oh, what a giant one.
Well, it's giant compared to most. I mean, it's not quite as big as Zora, but you know, it's. I mean, that's the length of the body. That's not the wing size. That's the length of the body is about a Labrador.
Right.
So you're talking a good sort of 10-foot wingspan.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fair. That's all right.
I'm just going to reply with, "Yep, normal time, normal seats, etc., etc." We will. Await your arrival.
Fantastic. You going to warn them that you're going to be joined, or are you just going to sort of just wait and see what happens?
I'm just going to see what happens. I like surprising the party.
I feel it's entirely mutual. Okay. The evening rounds round. You're back down the Brazen Hydra, which is your local. If you look at the map, it's literally just across the road from the smithy, which is about 2-3 houses down from your home. So it usually means you can get a good skinful or two in, and then sort of stagger back across the park, past the bandstand at home without any great problems. So if you want to sort of grab yourselves and put yourself on the map collectively, that would be lovely. The Brazen Inn is, as ever, it actually covers that entire length. So you Valina, at the moment, you're near where the entrance is, but that entire roofed area is all one building.
Let's go there then.
I can't find me.
You're where the
probably where the
tug of war was.
Yeah, you're all still on the tug of war.
I've just sent you a G.
Ah, got it. Yeah.
Whisper.
Ping.
Okay,
Ping.
let me just quick.
Ping. And so,
I'm not there now. I'm sat on the roof.
and Kaluma's there as well. Ping. Ping. It's radar.
Bing. No, this is that thing. Bing, 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 bing.
Good job. Good job. It's not jammed because that would make it really sticky.
Oh.
Spaceballs.
I don't like how D&D Beyond spell armor without the U.
American spelling.
Yeah.
It's really annoying. I suppose because Americans spell it weird.
Didn't we read somewhere that the American spelling is the more traditional spelling?
It's
And
actually
their
closer to original English. Yeah.
Yeah, because their language hasn't evolved as much as the UK English has.
That's because we like to cheat at Scrabble.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
We evolved the spelling to cheat at Scrabble.
Wow!
That's why we come in. Go on.
It's why we spell through as fruff.
Kerner, may I borrow 300 gold, please?
Of course you can. Yes.
Should I link what I'm buying with that to Kerner, so...
Yeah, if you want to.
As long as I know what you're buying, it's fine, because then I can just upload it to say, when it's out the joint.
I just sent you a whisper.
Thank you.
So anyway, yes, the Brazen Inn is actually part of a chain of inns. It's owned by one of the houses. So usually when you sort of go, it's I suppose sort of like a harvester type deal. It's food, food and drink. It's not particularly high end, but there's the food is hot and there's plenty of it. The drink's reasonably good condition, but it's again, it's not fine. It's not necessarily fine wines. There are some, but you'll pay a bit of a premium for them. But they're otherwise they're good. It's popular. It's actually on 3 floors. The Brazen Idol. You can't quite see that from the thing. And also bear in mind that each of these squares is 10 foot, 5 foot, just to give you an idea of scale. So yeah, you've got your regular table, and so you're going to say
it's still better than the grog we when we're on the road.
Oh, absolutely, miles better. I mean, for starters, hardly ever any meals. The and yeah, they even pick out most of the shot from the rabbits.
I'm used to that anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Your bit of iron, extra roughage, and all that. So yeah, I mean, you sort of, do you want to be in a booth or just like a central table? What sort of what's like your favourite nook when it comes to the bar? You tell me.
I think as we are meeting, I think I would have gone for a booth.
Okay.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
So they've got one that's like got a circular table, and one of these ones that's sort of like got a sofa that goes around about 2/3 of it.
Mm.
Yeah. So the server can come up and give you your food and drink, and then walk away. But you can all cram in and get cozy. But it's big enough that not a huge problem there. Iron Ryan's there, so he's sat next to Kerner. And he's sort of they've got a meal coming in. So you're going to say?
I am going to have it that's all right. It's like I get what I whispered to you.
Yeah.
And then I sort of go into the toilets to get changed.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Oh no!
I'm going to come out and let me just double check.
Looking fabulous, darlings.
Wait there.
Are you doing like a whole RuPaul's Drag Race sort of like strut out?
So basically, Kaluma comes out of the toilets a bit sort of like nervous and a bit jittery because they've just got changed into a new set of armor.
Ooh.
Fancy.
It is serpent scale armor.
Ooh, nice.
So they are now wearing a coat and leggings of leather with overlapping pieces of metal.
Oh, nice.
Oh, pretty!
And they shimmer as well.
Yep.
Wow, you are
So-
all the gay.
That's when sort of like Kalima comes out with like their head sort of down and sort of like going, well,
And maybe just sort of like me coming from a clan that did maybe like metal work and armor and all that kind of stuff. Maybe I'm just admiring it, like, nice,
Yeah.
nice metal work there.
It's nice. It's also really light as well. So it normally with armor with that at that sort of level, you'd expect it to restrict someone's range of motion with the arms and things like that. But you've noticed it's actually really very clever arrangements of the straps, and you think a bit of sort of buttressing magic as well. That it doesn't seem to be impeding Kaluma's range of motion, and it's actually quite. I mean, you're not talking quite mithril, wear it under your shirt, but it's simultaneously stronger and lighter than you would expect it to otherwise look. And I said it's just lovely shimmering scales.
how is Kaluma's tail go? Is Kaluma's tail literally going to poke out the back?
Well, you've got. I said it's more like a skirt. So you kind of got your your trousers or whatever, and how you normally got that, and then it's sort of think of it like a lock. So it can have like a split in the back.
Oh, okay. So
like a trench coat type, not a trench coat, but
Like a long coat.
like a storm coat. Yeah.
So are you? So you know what Daenerys wore when she was with the Dothraki, with like the skirt with the split up the front and the back?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? Sort of like that's the style of it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's that sort of look. Yeah.
With like a pair of leggings underneath.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, good God! I've got a dragon. I'm now dressing like Daenerys.
What are you going to do? Burn yourself down?
Maybe that's
And
what I
Well,
thought.
you've got two serpents as well. You got one in your shoulder, one in your hand.
Has Cole got his arm blade by now? He has, hasn't he?
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's when, as I'm
Well,
playing,
you wouldn't know it, but yeah, if you fitted that.
maybe that's when, as I sort of like go, Kerner kind of like between Kerner and I, Ryan, they sort of get it sort of fitted, and that's when Cole goes, "I've got something new too," and that's what I'm like, "What's that?" Maybe that's when he sort of like he pops it out, and I'm like, "Oh." Well, can you not make a
All
hole
right.
in the heading?
Make a dex save for him.
Oh, good grief!
Make a dex save.
Oh,
No.
oh,
Yeah. You've got a table full of drinks. Yes, and he remembers to lift his arm, so he neither knocks over any drinks. He doesn't spear anyone's food, and more importantly, he doesn't cut anyone's face off.
I'd rather not be stabbed.
So yeah, a kind of Wolverine-style snick as his hand sort of folds back in on itself, and the short blade basically just punches straight back out of his forearm. Yeah.
I'm like,
At which point I just go, does everybody just want to be a dragon?
He sort of flexes his arm and it sort of snaps back in and the hand reassembles itself.
the body horror in me.
At which point we both myself, Thorin and Valenia turn to Cole and go, "Oh, I'm so glad it works and it fits. It looks awesome. I love it. Yay!"
That's pretty cool. I really like that.
And I'm just staring at it going, oh, well, that's something.
And I'm just intrigued by the workmanship of it, and I'm like, "Ooh, that was actually quite clever."
At which point, familiar face appears at the door. It's in. It's, as I said, your friend Belle, who, just to remind you, is an elf. She is tall. Sort of, the hair is dyed jet black. Is wearing a fairly nondescript set of. It's fine clothing, but it's not too ostentatious. sort of a simple cloak against sort of the evening weather. It's drizzling slightly outside, and has a sort of a faint winding tattoo up the side of her neck that kind of curls into the hair and then sort of back out from the top of the ear to sort of onto the temple. Sort of looks quite serpentine. And says, "Oh, fantastic! Any space for me? Or shall I grab a chair? Tell you what, I'll grab a chair. It's okay. There's one at the spare table." Sort of wanders over, grabs it, and moves over confidently. Brings it over. Says, "Oh, good to see you all. How are you all doing?" They're all looking at me.
Join us.
You didn't tell them I was coming.
Maybe
you didn't tell them I was coming,
not.
did you?
May I just? I would say it slipped my mind, but it didn't slip my mind. It just,
right. Duly noted. I'm sure we can talk about it at the next club meeting.
And that's when I maybe just do the sort of like frown look and go, "Oh yeah, you're the pretty one from the club."
That's funny. You were wearing more clothes. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Did you tell them anything about the conversation that we had during the match, or do I need to sort of do a? Maybe if I bring you all up to speed.
Bring everybody up to speed. It just makes things easier than trying to explain it all in my way.
Yes. Well, you've known me by a name that I go by in the club, but my day-to-day name is Sabrine de Farland. I'm a bard, and I work for House Farland. And as part of that, as well as entertainment and such things, my house also acts as information brokers. And we find various things out, and it's come to our attention that you've been trying to find Lord Kemser. We're rather concerned about his disappearance as well, because we understand what he was working on, and are rather concerned about the effects that could have should it get into wider distribution. Now, the conversation we had, you were saying you were trying to track where he'd gone, and you mentioned various gang involvements.
As far as we can tell, we've tracked him to the Shan area. Is the last sort of rough whereabouts, but that's as much as we know.
Yeah, because I mean he was originally he was originally sort of commissioned by members of DASK, who are a criminal organisation largely based out of Shan, and he's working with his partner, who we're still having some difficulty in finding what's happened to his partner as well. We think there may be some foul play there.
Yeah, we found him.
Yeah.
Oh, in a state to talk, or
not really. No.
Well,
he's in between states, should we say?
Really? Oh.
He was a victim of very late late healing, shall we say?
Ah, right. Okay then. That puts a different complexion on things. Did you? No, right. Okay. Well,
he lost a few pounds, mind you.
And I don't think him and Kemser are together anymore either.
Ah, okay. Right. Yes, you're right. Dask based out of Shan. That explains why we saw some people moving through the area heading that direction. Right. Probably best if I if I illustrate this, and she gestures with her hand, and you see the tattoo move on her skin. It disappears into her hairline, and then reappears coiled around her neck. And as she does, this sort of flickering image sort of appears in the air between you.
Gonna sound silly. Is there a way to mask what we're doing from, just in case there's prying eyes?
To be honest,
I
most people
think-
aren't paying any attention.
Right.
But
I
you could maybe
think-
suggest going somewhere else. Yeah.
I
No,
think
no.
I have. But I think Kaluma may have a ward. Let me just have a look and see what
Or
Kaluma has.
if we do something, someone might pick up on the magic and.
Wait there. Let me just see what Kaluma has. Sorry, I was just grabbing my chocolate.
While you're debating, the image resolves, and she's just got. It's just a picture of Kemsler. So at least you've got a picture of the. And we're talking about it's a 6-inch tall, just an illusion in the palm of the hand, just to show you what he looks like. A little gnome. He looks quite actually quite slender, quite sort of got a sort of deep set eyes. If you haven't got anything, I mean, would you prefer to take this to one of the back rooms, perhaps? And
Oh,
Would
we
that-
could go
would that
back
work?
to ours.
could
I don't have what I thought I had.
no.
Yeah, let's go.
No,
Let's go back to ours just to keep away from prying eyes.
Mm.
Okay, fair enough. Sort of she closes her hand and the illusion sort of dissipates. Okay, yeah, fair enough. Wander out into the
Because
street.
I know we've been followed quite a lot recently, and
Mm. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, okay, out into the street onto Baldwin Avenue. Start to sort of make your way across there. And out of the darkness, there is a bolt of flame that reaches out and strikes her. Bang! Right in the centre of her chest. Knocking her off her feet. Sort of coat on fire. She sort of lands bonelessly on the floor. In the avenue opposite, you see a tall, slender figure with a sort of a short sword aimed. It looks like it's fired the bolt, and on his bare arm a horrendously burned looking tattoo that's arcing with sort of electrical sparks, and he turns and runs. Initiatives?
I'm giving chase.
Okay.
Well,
Initiatives all round then, please.
Actually,
Yay!
first thing I'm going to do before I give chase is do my normal thing and just fire off 2 very, very quick.
Tim said
Initiative-
initiative.
Initiatives for absolutely everything. So,
Right, okay.
bear with me. I'll just give you-
Should we move ourselves into an alleyway then? I haven't been moving myself purely because I've been. Okay.
I forgot to thingy, so I redid it, but I want to take my first initiative where I fucked up. Please.
Right, what I'll do is... Okay, so...
I'm going to send striking into
So he's
his
on an
pocket
18. Okay,
direction.
has anyone got 25 or above?
No.
I'm
I
right
haven't.
about 25.
I haven't rolled
Okay.
my initiative yet.
Okay, if you want to quickly do that, and I'm literally just going to go through just so I can write this down because I'm
Yeah, I messed up. I forgot to click. Oh, I did click on my character.
okay. So 20 or above.
Me,
Is that Kaluma or Cole?
Luma,
Okay. What did you get?
20.
Okay. Anyone in the 15 to 20 range?
Yeah.
Me,
What did you get,
We all
Kerner?
are.
18.
Yeah, sorry, I just noticed mine was 16. I wasn't paying attention.
I'm on 19.
19. Sorry, what was foreign on?
16.
Okay. Cole?
He's on a 5.
Okay.
I think Cole got stuck in the booth.
Yeah, absolutely. So just looking to get out. And I suppose we better have someone want to roll for Iron Ryan?
Ooh.
I will, Saint, he's my partner.
But he's your boyfriend yet? Why not?
I think what he might be doing is actually sort of stopping him right over the floor. He's probably going to sort of stay and put out the flames and try and sort of stabilise
Yeah,
Well, put the coat out, yeah.
Sabrine. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so he's gonna stop and stabilise Sabrine and see if he can stop her from bleeding out. She's just going to make a death save in a minute. Right. Okay, so we are doing what's called a chase sequence. These are fun.
God.
Yeah, so here's what the rules are. Effectively, let's just quickly check what your distance is. You have got... this individual is 80 foot away. Okay. They are. What we're going to do is we're going to go through in initiative turns. You can choose to move and or do an action. My recommendation is that your action is a dash. That's my thing. There it is. The machine has decided to totally lose the page that I actually had literally set up and ready and waiting for this. So bear with me. But essentially, you after each turn, you will then roll a d20. This will then generate a twist or a surprise or a possible obstacle for the next person on the initiative list. You can dash, I think it's up to 3 times, and after that it's based on Constitution. If you fail on a given save after that point, you have up to 5 levels of exhaustion before you have to drop out. So this could be interesting. We'll see what goes on with it. It's a case of whether he manages to get away or whether you manage to catch him. There we go. Case complications, DMG.
Can't I just walk and then, Eldritch Blast the twat?
Yeah, you can certainly have a go at it. So I said at the moment, 180 foot, he'd be within range of it.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see how we go now. So he's turning and running. There we go. Right, urban chase.
Right, where is he?
Okay, so he's literally just he's on the side alley straight ahead of you. I'm not going to do this on the map. What we are going to do is... Yeah, you can stop and cast spells, but you run the risk of losing your quarry. You can freely use the dash action a number of times equal to 3 plus your Constitution modifier. Each additional dash then sort of requires you to succeed in DC 10 Constitution check at the end of your turn or gain a level of exhaustion. If you have 5 levels of exhaustion, then you basically are unable to run anymore.
You're knackered.
Yeah, basically. But yes, you can also sort of do attacks and everything else like that. So, first person to go is Kaluma on the 20. What's your action? And I presume you're also moving towards him as well.
Alright, I am going to...
Jesus!
Can I roll for my damage?
That's definitely a hit. Yes, go. Do some damage.
Ow.
Okay. 5 points of damage. Okay, so he starts to run. You cast a spell. You clip him. He sort of stumbles, but sort of regains his balance. Keeps running. Do you want to sort of start to run in pursuit after?
So he's about here, isn't he?
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm
at the moment, there's an 80-foot difference between you.
Wait, let me just.
And how far can? So a dash is 60, isn't it?
A dash is basically a double movement. So you can move your normal, and then dash as your action. Then means you move your normal movement again.
Okay, wait there. Let me just.
But a dash gives you.
So a dash would take you to 60, and an ordinary move would take you to 30.
Okay, so how do I dash?
Okay, well you can't because you've just cast a spell.
Okay, so
because that's an action, isn't it? For
okay,
that.
yeah.
So you can still move. So you can move 30.
All right, let me just.
Okay, so he's now 52. So he's now only 50 foot.
All right, so then, oh good God, that's not me. That's me. So I can move to here, I believe. And then I can do a bonus action as well.
You can indeed.
I am going to. I'm going to throw a dag. No, can't do that. No, I can't do that. I can use. Can I use a cantrip as well or not?
No, not if you cast a spell.
Okay, then I will stop and I will not do something else.
Okay, you're just going to basically you're going to keep running, but you don't do anything else conserving energy. Okay, Felinia on the 19.
So he's what 60 feet away?
So he hasn't moved. So you're all 80 foot away at the moment.
Right. So
you're all sort of clustered together.
So I can move 90 feet basically. If I move.
How so?
Move, dash, move, wasn't? Or move, and then dash, wasn't
No.
it? Oh, dash
No,
or move.
dash allows you to do your move.
Right.
So basically you move, and then the dash allows you to make your move again, so you could move 60.
So, what's... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's
Yeah,
there.
if I put a... Bear with me, let me just do a... Just to help you visualise it. Give me a minute. Where is he? Just to give you a... so that would be about there. Okay, just to give you a visualization.
Right,
3,
okay.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That actually one more. Yeah. Okay.
So, so if I
you've
dash,
moved you've moved and dashed. Yeah.
So dash counts as an action, doesn't it?
It does. That's right. Yeah. If you've got a bonus action, you can do that as well.
Don't think I've got anything.
Oh, the other thing we haven't done. Also, sorry, Kaluma, could you roll a d20 before?
D20.
If we have a chance to do that, yeah. Got the one bit that we actually meant to do.
Rolled it.
Okay, just waiting for the result. There it is. Okay, you got a 9. Okay, so you cast your spell, start to run. As Valenia starts to move, starts to run after. There's a sort of a guard nearby, sort of one of the local patrols. Sort of basically sees the flash of light, sees sort of it all kicking off, and basically completely overzealously flings a spear in your direction. Thinks basically that Kaluma is chasing Valenia, and misses. So yeah, as you're running by, sort of dodges this sort of spear from one of the local watch patrols. Sort of narrowly misses your head, and then you sort of get to there. Could you roll a d20 now, please, Valenia?
A 10.
A 10. Okay. So the next person is
Me,
Kerner.
I
What are
think.
you doing? Okay. There is a horse and cart also coming down the road, so you need to make a sharp turn to sort of get around that. Could you make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Yeah.
It's only a DC of 10, so you're probably okay. Okay, you run straight into the cart, and you take 2 points of damage. Literally bounce off the cart.
You're a terrible person for sniggering.
But you can still do your actions, and still move. But yeah, you've basically sort of, in running around this sort of cart that was passing, you've sort of been clipped by it.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just put my damage in first. Okay.
Mhm.
Right. So I'm going to move 30 feet.
Yeah.
To there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast my vitriolic sphere.
Okay.
Because I can cast that up to 150 feet away.
Mhm.
And a point I allocate, and it's a 20-foot radius around there.
Okay.
So it will just miss Valenia, but it will basically completely encompass this guy.
Okay.
So
what spell's that again?
Vitriolic sphere.
Okay, I'm not familiar with that one. Is this new, perchance?
It is new, yes.
Okay.
Would you like to look at all the dice that have come through?
Oh no. Nothing's come
I've
through
turned
yet.
that off on my
Oh
screen, so I
my
don't get it.
god.
Right. Jesus. Right. Okay. So let me see if I can make a saving throw for him first. Bloody hell. Right. So. Right. He has failed.
Holy
Yes!
fuck.
So if he fails, not only does he take full damage,
Ouch.
but on the initial turn of his next turn, he also takes, on a failed save, a creature takes 10d4 acid damage and another 5d4 acid damage at the end of its next turn. On a 6. Yeah.
Okay, so next round you take the 16, but this round you take 24. Congratulations, you've literally taken this. How do you want to do this?
Sorry, I've taken him out.
Yeah, yeah. You've literally melted him.
Is there any way we can stop him from
So you
disintegrating?
want to maybe question him?
Holy
Whoa.
fuck!
That was the shortest chase sequence ever.
I've set your friend on fire.
Yeah.
I've set your friend on fire. Well, in that case, you're now puddle.
I'm gonna
Amen.
hurt you.
You just went dack, 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 dack.
So literally between me and Kerner, we have just turned what I'm sure you were going to have a long chase sequence into a literal fuck you splat.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I just
so
saw, like,
basically, as I've seen Belle collapse in front of me,
Mm-hmm.
and the others trying to catch, I've just gone, you
Yeet.
swine, you, and just I hurl this acid at this guy, and just like, I'll teach you.
Maybe I'm just like, holy fucking Jesus fuckballs, as I just see this like all flashbang wallop and the bloke melt.
Yeah, okay. Drawing on your draconic background, you sort of summon up these otherworldly energies that draws on the your draconic metabolism. You having bounced off a cart that nearly ran you over, you sort of basically stand up and just yeet this thing straight at him. Valina, you're having an interesting night. So you've had a go past you one direction, knock down your contact. You've then sort of run after this person, had a nearby guard throw a spear at you in passing. There's sort of shouts of pursuit coming from the guards now, and then this sort of massive green globule has sort of wobbled past your head, engulfed him, and he melted. There's bubble slime all over the floor. His scream is brief, very brief.
He's
literally.
I just feel like
Before he had a chance to actually give anything out, it's that sort of massive. Yeah, that's the thing that's happened.
And so maybe I just approach the puddle and just look and like, I think he's dead.
Yeah. Wow.
My very dry wit.
I stick an arrow in it and go, "Who's your boss?"
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, his short swords are still intact.
Can I sort of try and fish them out?
And there's you can do. And there was a potion, but that's shattered. And there's a silver statuette that seems strangely untouched by the acid. The wops turn up and are sort of asking very pointed questions and grabbing spears. And what's going on? What's going on here? What the bloody hell? Oh my god, that's awful! What? Oh my god, where's his face? With his legs?
I kind of maybe just like stand there, shrug, and point at Kerner.
What the hell did you do to him?
Because at this point, I just have no words.
I just stand there, look really sweet, and go, "Is it obvious, officer? I inadvertently melted him, but he shot my friend on the floor there, and we don't know whether she's alive yet, so I just melted him." Sorry, officer. Should I not have melted him?
But
I could put him in a glass if you like.
Maybe that's when I walk over and I literally put on like my best cleric voice. Maybe it's like you guys haven't heard my cleric voice yet, and that's when like when priests put their hands together.
Yes.
That's when I come over and I go very quietly. I'm sorry, officers, about this, but he did something. we believe he was trying to take out someone who was trying to give information to us.
On a criminal
And-
organisation.
Yeah, a very evil organization. And as you know, as the member of a clerical temple and as someone who worships the sovereign host, you know I cannot let bad people get away. And I'm sorry that it happened this way, but well, things happen, officers.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh,
Okay.
no. We know this is going to go flat on its ass.
No.
That's okay. Well, he's not someone that you've met before. I mean, you kind of seen the face around one of the regular patrols, but he's not a.
Is he open to bribery?
I don't think that's necessarily going to be what's required, because he does seem somewhat qualified, and as you know, you said you've adopted the right tone and the right voice, and you've sort of presented your credentials, and you are known faces in the area, and it's just that he's also sort of looking very green and looking for any not to look at this scene of carnage where you
and for once we're not covered in blood, handing someone.
Trying to explain our way out.
I mean, as you watch, sort of the bones are sort of turning brown and starting to deform and sort of melt.
I've just got this image of us being like the Scooby Gang, but covered in blood.
Oh, you've got a dog.
Could I not do like a Jedi mind trick and go, this is not the puddle of goo you're looking for? I mean...
It wasn't a person, it was just a slime.
At this point, so Ryan he's managed to sort of patch up Sabrine, Bella, and she's looking very pale, very injured, but she sort of said, "Officers, this is these kind people have just saved me from a man who just tried to made an attempt on my life, and they're not to blame here. They've acted in self-defense. He fired a firebolt, and he would have surely taken my life had they not been here." And reluctantly, and there's that sort of right, okay, and he sort of takes your addresses and says, "Right, we'll send someone to have a chat in the morning, and if we can pick up anything more." But did you know who it was? Did he say anything? Did he?
He did a very brief scream before he got melted.
I just look.
Far. We didn't get a chance to catch your name.
I just look at Kerner and raise an eyebrow.
I mean, his name.
And I look there and go, "What?"
I mean, his name is now Corpse on the Floor.
I think we can establish his name was melted on the floor.
That's the one.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's so geographically diverse. He's literally a man about town. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
A bit over there, a bit over there, and a bit over there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. The sort of a small crowd, sort of people, sort of start to, and they sort of push back with the guard. Who sort of make a thing. So no, go on, bad your words. All over with. Nothing to see. Fairly soon, sort of street cleaning squad sort of turns up, and they sort of put up a set of barricades round and sort of to hide it off, and they take one look and just go, yeah, no, right, and sort of start to hose it down.
I'm gonna have that at that moment. Shrieken decides to literally pop up exactly where the guard is and just sit on his shoulder and give him a really cute smile, and then sort of with the eye that's not facing him, just gives me a bit of a cheeky wink, and that's when I sort of smirk, and maybe it's kind of looks at me and goes, "What did you do?" And I was just like, "I've taught Shrieken how to be absolutely adorable."
flutters his eyelids out. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Fantastic. I presume. Yeah. They let you go. Do you take Bella, Sabrine back to the house to sort of make it be a bit more secure? Yeah. Yeah. I think so. I mean, she's on one hit point basically. She was sort of.
I have something.
Yeah.
For
She's
this.
on patched up. Oh, okay.
I have something to help.
You have a thing.
You have a thing.
Where do it be? It's in here. So I am. Let me I can't fucking see. My Doritos are in the way.
Well,
I'm going
magic
to...
Doritos +5.
I'm going to cast my healing light, so that's 5d6.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She's
now back up. She's now on 16.
Okay, lovely, thank you.
Sort of like, I sort of go over, crouch by her, and sort of like hover my hands over her, and I'm like, there you go. All patched up.
And I go over and just whisper into Ryan's ear and go, just carry her back to the flat. I'm sure she'll appreciate it.
I put my hands over her, but it's not to heal.
Maybe that's why I sort of slap your hands away and go, she has just been shot at. Can you give her at least an hour before you jump on her?
Elf.
Where are you getting healing light from? Where's that spell?
Healing light is actually my features and traits.
Ah, okay.
Basically, you have a 5d6 healing pool that resets when you finish a long rest. As a bonus action, you can heal one creature you can see within 60 feet, spending dice from the pool.
Holy fuck.
Okay, is that a clerical thing or a warlock? Click.
Yes.
Awesome.
Healing light, one bonus action, and I'll get 5 of the fuckers.
Holy shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yep, and then I long rest and I get them all back.
Yay!
Really cool. Yeah, I've not encountered that before. Just have a...
I mean, I can.
And now you wonder why I wanted a barrier around the booth.
I can only do individual shields. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, yeah, not a problem then. You managed to get back to the house, and let me just change the maps in that case. Let me just do that.
I'm just going to grab my bottle of drink, because I finished that one.
Home sweet home. There we go. Gather round. We'll have himself be around for the moment.
Do we see Tanglefinger trying to be misbehaving at this point? At which point?
No, he's made himself scarce. That's why I've moved him off the initial.
I was gonna have Tanglefinger sort of like because as I've been sort of like rehabilitating him as per se. Maybe it's like he sort of like gets. Maybe it's like we've sort of bonded and he climbs up and wraps around my shoulders.
No, definitely not. No, we don't do that.
I love the Tanglefinger voice.
It's brilliant.
Maybe that's when I hand Tanglefinger some coin and say, while you're away, use that to get yourself some food.
Okay, I shall. Thank you very much.
And you need to use the gold and not steal.
He's already gone. He's whether he heard you or not, who knows? He's a creature of fairies, so all sorts of things could happen. Who knows? Let's just put... Okay, let's put her there. There you are. There's Bella. Right,
Right,
so more composed, the kettle on, all these sort of, bit more civilized. Sort of, again, does the thing with the tattoo moves itself around her body a bit more, and sort of the illusions spring forth to just illuminate and sort of as she sort of basically conjured an image of the city of Shan, which, if you've never encountered it, is known as the City of Towers. The reality around there is slightly more in alignment with the plane of air, and so the city is somewhat vertical. There are towers that float, that fly. There are walkways between them, and it is like an intertangled maze of high flying sort of bridges and flying traffic and couriers sort of zipping past on fly spells. The lower classes manufacturing are down in the bedrock, in what's called the cogs, the manufactoriums. and then sort of basically the higher status you are, the further you are up and the higher up in the air and everything is like that. It's absolutely magnificent. It's the capital of most of the area. And she sort of basically highlights on this as she's talking, sort of the areas that are affected. The Dask are largely comprised of orc and goblin and hobgoblin tribal members who've come together to work and sort of support each other, and they basically become a widespread criminal organisation. Very much sort of emphasis on hard hitting and street level crime. Clan Boromar, who is another name that you'll have encountered, are a little bit more interesting. They're sort of a syndicate. They're sort of they're so widespread and powerful and well tied in with all levels of society, sort of very high level. But it's that thing of, you know what, as a syndicate, we'll sort of, yes, there are people who would like to see them fall. They have the ear of a lot of important people, and they're almost respectable. Largely run by halflings.
In case
the halfling mafia.
In case anybody is wondering, I have put a image on the stream.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah.
So that should give you a nice little idea of what Shan looks like.
Yeah. And so essentially using that image as a effectively, Dask runs sort of the lower levels. A lot of the crime down there all reports to them, whereas Clan Boromar has its fingers in so many pies all over the place and is intertwined with a lot of different houses, and so the both clans had become interested in Kemsler's invention of this artificial dream lily. Both could see a big profit from it. Dask obviously would sort of would be very interested in sort of putting that out among the lower classes and sort of using that to bend people to their will and sort of get profit that way. Boromar would probably want to try and take it more upmarket, make it sort of a bit more of a luxury item, or perceived luxury item. And obviously that would then give them influence in all sorts of high ranking areas and things like that. House Farland are really not keen on either of those options, to be honest. They think it's entirely too dangerous from what they've seen. And so, knowing that you are already trying to hunt down where he went to, they did a bit of digging on your behalf. Now, they managed to track his movements. They're pretty sure that he has left the city, that he's left where you are, Winarn, but Fairhaven. But the last person that they know that he contacted there was a meeting at Casino Tanya. This is another name that's come up, which was facilitated as a meeting point to then arrange where he would then go to. So they weren't able to work out which faction he met with. Casino Tanya, they think, is probably going to be more aligned with Boromar, simply because it's run by House Galander. House Galander is, again, another halfling organisation. It's one of the noble houses, one of the Dragonmark houses, and they specialise in hospitality. So they suspect that the Casino Tanya, even though it's not in Shan, probably is sort of a bit of an outreach for, or at least sympathetic to the Boromar syndicate. But they're not entirely sure which faction he has agreed to go and sell to. They're pretty sure that if he basically shows you, changes the image to sort of reveal the picture of the owner, Lady Tanya, who is the owner of the casino, and says this person, she would, as the owner, she would have facilitated the meeting and may be able to point you in the direction of where he went from there. depending on which faction he met, that will then depend on where he went and which train he would have likely have got to. Or even if he went by train, he might have taken an airship. But that's your next step. Is that useful to you?
Yes. What dragon house did you say it was linked to?
Galanda.
The casino, Galanda.
Galanda, okay.
That's spelt Ghalanda, and that's the House of Hospitality. They own, pubs, chains of entertainment venues. Sort of roadside cafes. Literally, they have the Golden Dragon. If you ever see a Golden Dragon, that's like it's sort of like the Premier Inn sort of equivalent. They own those. There's one in every city and in many small towns.
They literally have little chefs.
Yes, they literally do. Yeah, absolutely.
And instead of cooking on gas, they cook on acid.
That just sounds
I
dangerous.
wouldn't necessarily go there.
Just dragon pun.
Oh dear. So anyway, yes, my service felt that this would be useful for you to know this. We certainly think that this substance is far too dangerous in its synthetic form to be known by anyone. So if you were to find how this stuff was being made and were able to make that not exist anymore, to break the technologies or ruin the research in some way, then there would be a substantial bonus in that for you. Quite what other houses would have. There should be an interest. I should warn you that House Thavani, they're another organisation similar to ours, are also sniffing around. They are keen to stop us, and I suspect that's who the assassin was sent by, to stop me from helping you.
Who was that, sorry?
House Thuranni.
Thuranni.
Thuranni. Someone wants to do a history check. I can give you more. I can tell you why that rings the bells. Yeah.
What's your history?
Oh fuck!
You've heard the names, but that's about it. Yeah, you want to go?
Yes.
Natural 20.
Right.
25.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Right. So, House Farlan, House Thuranni both came from the same base, and effectively they are split between the east and the west of the continent. They are both inheritors of the Mark of Shadow, some elven dragon mark that enhances the casting of illusions. The insignia of House Fialan is the Hydra, and they are largely entertainers.
Sorry, was that?
This is Fialan.
Fialan. Okay.
That's Phiarlan. Okay, so that's the house that Sabrine Bella is aligned with. She's that tattoo that's moving around on her. That's her dragon mark. Yeah.
Okay.
So
they're entertainers, you said, yeah?
So they're largely entertainers, but they also do information broking and things like that, which isn't commonly known, but with your history reading, especially with that result, you go, oh, yes, you do. And it's very much that thing of the entertainers, the barbs, overhearing secrets and stories and relaying them, and yes, they get everywhere, so they get to hear everything, and then broke the leverage based on that information. During the end of the last war, when the nation of Sire was destroyed, there was a civil war. There was a faction break, and House Thuranni in the east of the continent basically went their own way, and they started specialising more in assassinations and much more active spycraft, and they sort of sell spycraft and assassination services far more blatantly, and there's very little love lost between the two houses. But they both have the mark of shadow. They're both from the same elven root.
Is it? Did you say Thrani went to the east?
They were largely geographically on the east of the continent, and House Fialan are largely. In fact, at House Fialan are based. Their main headquarters is in Sharn.
Okay, and went east, and that they were much more open. Did you say with their spycraft?
They are much more. They're actually well known as spycraft information brokers.
Okay. And
basically they stop being subtle about it.
Yeah.
It's sort of that idea of, if you're watching Falcon and Winter Soldier, the power broker. They're very much that sort of. You're not necessarily sure who they are, but you know damn well that's what they do, and you can, if you know someone who can reach out, then maybe someone can help you. That sort of thing.
Kind of A-team kind of thing.
Yeah. So that's a thing that can happen on that front. Have you got any questions?
I do. But I can't
Look at
think
you.
of any.
This tea is wonderful. Thank you very much. This is very, very much helping. You sort of see where you've applied the healing is it's pretty much gone without a trace. I mean, her clothing is all scorched, and she sort of just.
At which point I go. I do a bit of mending on her clothes and her dress and everything to just and kind of put some sparkles in it and a bit of gold thread just to make it a bit more.
Yes, wave your hand. You see her dress reknits itself. Yes, so you had a few little flourishes, and yes, she's very, very, very impressed. And if, for an elf, she's not bad. She's not as horsey as you'd heard that these elves were. She actually seems quite pleasant.
What the others don't know is Belle is one of the ones that I spotted and thought she was very pretty. Didn't know how to talk to when we were at the match.
That's right. Yes.
Belle isn't the one that I played with, is it?
Might be.
I'm pretty sure it is.
It is the one you played with.
It is the one I played with. Aha.
Which is why I did the whole sort of like at the pub doing the whole I remember you. Oh yeah, you're the pretty one from the club, that you're bugging off with.
At which point I disappear upstairs because I've kept a lot of the notes and the books and everything that we got from Ramcasters, and go scurrying through and find a whole load of stuff with things that look like they've got interpretations on, and copies that I took of the Philosopher's Stone side of things.
Oh right, yes, his work on Philosopher's Stone,
Yeah, and just take it down and go. We found these and their copies, and some of them are not to do with it. But I don't know if the other stuff is to do with the Dream Lily or not. We might need to ask Kaluma on that because they sniffed it inadvertently and went a bit funny.
maybe that's when I look up and I'm like, I kind of just. I opened up an envelope. All I remember was it was pink.
Okay.
And it was sparkly, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like glitter.
Right.
I don't remember much of what I did, but apparently I went very.
You went very hyper and annoying.
Yeah.
So gets out a little notebook. You see, it's sort of starting to make a couple of little notes in a journal. Okay, and how long did this last?
I don't know.
Was it half an hour or so?
Yeah.
Okay. And roughly how large a sample would you say it was? A pinch, a bit more than a pinch.
It was.
You're the first person that we've ever met who's ever actually had any.
It was like a teaspoon.
Oh, teaspoon. Okay, right. And it literally sniffed, and you didn't have to prepare it. It just right. Okay.
I literally spotted an envelope,
Mhm.
I opened it,
Yes.
and it felt as if it flew at me.
How strange. Okay, right, make a note of that. It's very, very volatile. How did you feel afterwards?
Nauseated.
Okay, did that last long?
Not really. It was.
Okay.
I didn't feel as if I was going to be sick. I just felt as if. I felt as if there was a heaviness in my throat.
Okay, right, okay, note that down as well. So you didn't feel sick, thirsty? Thirsty, hungry?
Yes. I was
Okay.
very thirsty.
Right, okay.
I didn't feel hungry for a while.
Right, I guess that makes sense if it's speeding everything up. And okay, right, okay. Sort of flicks onto another page, starts, and she's writing in sort of what looks like an Elvish shorthand, very tightly coiled and sort of cursed, looks very elegant, but it's it's rapidly writing all sorts of things down for that.
I also felt kind of numb all over, and I had a bit of a headache.
Okay, and did you want to take any more immediately, or have you not has it left you with any lasting sort of craving for it, or have you was it just sort of done and done, or
for a couple of days I kind of wanted to feel that again, but I don't want to take it again. I didn't like the aftermath of it.
Okay. Well, that's all really, really, really absolutely fascinating. This is just in terms of being able to if we encounter anyone with these sorts of symptoms, then we can give us an idea if someone sort of got that in the air as well. I'll make certain to distribute this and let people know, and that can hopefully help us sort of track down if we find anywhere else where if they're starting to be introduced anywhere. It might help us with hunting them down.
Also, I felt my feet and hands go a bit clammy.
Okay.
When I came around, and they felt cold, which I don't feel cold that often, being a tiefling.
Yeah.
I don't like the feeling.
Did anything change colour? Were you actually cold to the touch, or were you?
No, it felt cold. I wasn't cold, but I felt cold.
Okay. That sounds really difficult. That sounds really unpleasant.
Yeah. I just didn't feel right.
Has anyone else got anything to add in terms of what you observed, or anything that you?
Luma was just very loving and laughing a lot.
And very hyper.
Okay. Right, okay, she's going down that. And does anyone speak Elvish in terms of this is GM asking, not her?
There's a question. Oh, it's features and traits.
Oh, I definitely don't.
No.
No. Okay. Well, you can hear a kind of breath as so you suspect she's sort of summarising wherever. So it's more just very sort of theme of euphoric, etc.
Do you remember she also got really fascinated with little details and the sensation of touch and how things felt and smelt? I remember her being really giggly over that pipe you've got. The pipe of animals.
Kailuma got very obsessed with that pipe and was very adamant that Selenia had to have it.
Pipe?
I just pull out the pipe of smoke animals.
Oh, okay. So looks at it and says, "Yeah, there's no residue in that." So okay, right, okay. So gives it back. Thank you. But fascinating pipe. I'd like to have a close look at that sometime. Maybe bring you down to the club next time. Okay.
Well, you can come round any time and have a look at my pipe.
Oh, very kind. I might take you up on it.
I maybe just do this, or go to make a comment and think better of it.
I just throw a look at I just throw a look at Ryan as if to say,
he's if his face wasn't already made of steel,
yeah. It's only because I know him I can see that he's thinking exactly the same thing.
Yeah, he is utterly innocent. He doesn't know what you're talking about.
me being the sort of like me thinking like no, we're in sort of like slightly politer company than usual. I'm going to be good. I won't be crass.
Fair
At
enough.
which point I look at Thorin and go, "What? No sarcastic comments from you?"
It's like, oh, I'm being polite for a change.
Precisely.
It's like,
She smiles brightly and then closes the book and says, "Okay, well, what an evening! Not quite what I'd expected, but thank you, seriously and sincerely, for saving me. Wasn't expecting such a direct attack. We must be a lot closer. You must be a lot closer than we thought to finding out what's going on."
If I find any more, what should I do with it?
Don't sniff it. Do not sniff it.
What I would suggest is find somewhere secure to store it. If you haven't got anything yourselves, like a safe or anything like that, what you could do is perhaps rent a security box from, say, House Kundarak.
I have a fairy dragon who has his own pocket dimension.
I don't know if that would work. I suppose if he was holding it when he went in, maybe. I was certainly thinking in terms of sort of keeping it and you safe, and then certainly a vault with House Kundarak would certainly be a good option, because they specialise in keeping things safe. And then obviously let me know, and we can arrange to sort of take it off your hands and dispose of it, or if you just destroy it. If you don't want to keep it, don't want that risk, then absolutely destroy it. Yeah, I mean either. I mean, I suppose if you can get a sample, so we can work out a way of, so we can work out what will counteract it, in terms of to get our herbalist to have a look and see what we can do to, just in case it's addictive or anything.
Do you want me to send you copies of the information in the books? Because I'm still reading and deciphering them, and I know that middle one's got instructions in, but I don't know what that's linked to.
Yes, please. She opens her wallet and pulls out another business card, and there's a Civis postal box number on the back. Yeah, and anything you have, if you send it by, or directly by any of the Civis places to that, then that message will get to me. That'll be wonderful. Thank you. I feel sure if there's anything relevant to it, that we may be able to arrange some form of recompense as a thank you. Should you find anything interesting?
Thank you.
Oh no, thank you. Hopefully we'll be able to sort of get this stuff sort of away from anyone before it becomes a big problem.
The one more thing. Kemsa looks a lot thinner than when I last saw him. He was usually quite not chubby, but he was definitely more portly and rotund. Do we know, is he ill? Do we know? Because he's looking more straggly than he normally does. He doesn't look his normal annoying self.
Kemsa, well, I suppose it could be he's testing his drugs on himself, and if it's had that sort of fast effect on him that it did on Kaluma here, then maybe that's part of the side effects of continued exposure to it. Okay. That he's literally burning himself up using it. That would that's makes us even more sort of certain that we need to make certain this doesn't get out. Okay. Well, as I said, here's the address for Casino Tanya. It's far from here, and I'm sure that hopefully they'll be able to point you in the right direction and be able to find out where he's gone from there, and you can track him down.
Thank you.
No, thank you. I said, any information you can get.
And then I top off and run back up the stairs to put my books away back in a safe place.
And lo and behold, your books are all entirely where they should be and in the right order.
Tanglefinger has not been playing in your room today.
What
Yay.
a surprise!
All is well. Okay, on that note, it's 10:10. I know that Jo has got an early start. She's getting the vaccination tomorrow morning.
Yay!
So let's call a halt there. We'll do all these things in. We will continue next week with a trip to Casino Tonya and wherever else then the trail takes you. And we shall see what comes along. Thank you to everyone who's joined us. Thank you everyone who's joined us today. It's been a bit freeform, but hey, you got to see and hear someone being melted, so which isn't something that you can say every day on a D&D stream. Quickly going around the table, what are people's plans in terms of this week coming up, whether it's streaming or whether it's day-to-day life? Felinia?
Bit of everything. Yeah, streaming most day. Well, say most days. When I'm not knackered or my body's going no. Like at the moment, my body's going no because when I was ill the other day and I was being sick, I've pulled all the muscles across the front, and I've put my shoulder out doing it as well. So.
Be kind to yourself.
So,
that's not a good thing.
I'm in a little bit of pain at the moment, but because I've got no painkillers whatsoever.
Ooh.
So I need to get to the bank.
Okay, yes.
I need to get to the bank and get some painkillers tomorrow if it hasn't cleared up. So. Probably going to be streaming on enough.
Okay, Morgan, what about yourself?
Doing streams this week.
Okay, fair enough.
Also doing some uni work.
Awesome. How's that going?
Yes, it's going all right.
How many words did you write?
We don't talk into that. But I'm coming up to doing the death penalty. Not actually doing it. No, but going on to do learning about it in 2 weeks. So that's good. That's fun.
Yes, heavy duty. Jo, what's your week got lined up for you?
I don't know. I haven't looked at my calendar.
So apart from getting jabbed in the morning.
Apart from being jabbed in the morning, I've got conversations about logistics and supply chains. I've got one-to-ones to do. I've got fallovers from migration work to do. At some point, I've got to finish doing my podcast for part 2, 3 and 4. Chase up people for the podcast for this month.
What's the name of the podcast?
It's 2 Women in Tech.
And it's with a number 2.
Yeah, with a number 2, yeah. And it's currently on Spotify, Google, and iPlayer, and a couple of other random American sites that I've never heard of. It has also been shared. Oh, I do apologise. Sorry. It has also been shared on my LinkedIn feed, my Twitch feed, which is at Today's Women in Tomorrow's Technology.
And what sorts of topics are you talking about?
And we're talking in this first 4. We're talking about Sarah Everard, the International Women's Day, Choose to Challenge, Power, Bias, Turfism. No, as I put in the tagline, no topic is off the. Yeah, all light stuff. No topic is off the agenda.
It's a very good listen.
Bias.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, awesome.
It's a very good listen.
Fantastic. And Kelly.
Oh yeah, go on.
Sorry.
I don't know. I think it's just at the moment I'm just concentrating on surviving right now.
And perving on Daniel Day Kim.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the
I
thing.
will happily call you out, and you know it.
Yes, exactly.
You can't say anything.
Well, I'll be.
Daniel Day Kim is very beautiful, and I don't deny this. And also, just an excuse to play Saints Row and listen to him. Really,
I
so you
am.
can
I am gonna.
it's a whole. You can just sort of like talk about murdering people and just have a potty mouth all he likes. I don't mind.
I am going to do a short link at some point that's going to have all of our social media links and Twitter links and merchandise links and all the rest of it, and like a link tree or whatever.
What I could do is because I know how to use Linktree, I could always create a link tree for DDC members, and I will literally just add anything.
That's good. That's a good idea.
That sounds a really good idea. Yeah.
There you go.
And we can put links in for merch and all sorts. Yeah, fantastic.
That's what.
I know. I will.
I'll do that. I'll do that at some point this week.
Awesome. Right.
If you give me 2
Anything
seconds.
Else? Okay.
Also, if you are interested in the DDC merch, we have got some. And did I? Yeah. And I did take a picture of me wearing one of the Raglans today. And that's not going to transfer, is it? It's really
probably not.
Where is it? There it is. I know
yes,
why.
all very comfortable.
I know why.
They're all through Amazon UK. So if you've got Prime, you can get your. It's not quite next day; it's the day after. It's print on demand.
No, it was next day for me.
Oh, fantastic!
So we have to get to get a picture of Morgan in his hoodie. So there we go. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. There you go. So you can see you can sort of see the design and yeah. And that's basically the Raglan. So and it's really comfy and really warm, which might not be the best for the summer, but
That's what I was surprised about. Sorry, Morgan. Go on.
No, let's carry on.
I was going to say that's what I was surprised about, Morgan, at Leah, about how warm the Raglan was.
Oh, it's just I'm actually starting to sweat now because this time of night I always get my hot flushes and it's starting to sort of
let you know about it.
Yes,
fair enough.
If it's okay with everybody watching, I'm going to throw up a raid to a friend of mine called Jiggle Death. I've known her for about 15 years. As far as I'm aware, she's just got partner on Twitch.
Yay!
Which is awesome. She's a good little streamer, and she's an amazing vocalist that I've known since I went to college to do music. Brilliant. And she's an awesome vocalist. So we're gonna throw up a raid to her. We're gonna use the hashtag. What should we use? Hashtag DDC.
Yeah.
Hashtag DDC raid. We'll throw that up. No, that's not a command.
And if you want to stay with us, that's fantastic. Otherwise, thank you everyone for joining us. And if you're on kind of like the listen again catch up, thank you for even more so for taking time out of your day to come and say hello. We will be back next week, 7:30 as usual. And yes, brilliant. If you like us, fantastic. If you want to subscribe, even better. If you're on Amazon Prime and you get your free subscription each month, then you know what, give us a sub. That'd be lovely. Otherwise, just come and say hello. That'd be fine.
Also, on another note, we are up to £190 on the donation front for Christmas. So we've done really, really well.
That's brilliant. Right, raid time then.
Right, we will see you all later. I am just going to throw that across. So if I click the button properly, I'm just going to turn the stream up for myself.
The gen that started all of this.